broken seasons, he always wins. We came through storms, we came through pain, while United fought Ipswich to stay in the Premier League game. Now it's Amorim's boys, but they look confused, taking tips from Arsenal on how to lose. This one's for the glory, the pride and the name, while Arsenal's out playing the no Europe game. We got more European heritage than them. Look at the stats. We're heading for Bilbao. Their last stop was Paris. Those are the facts. So ride on Spurs, let's turn up the heat while United prays for a Conference League seat. We're taking this cup and we're raising it high. Under Ange in year 2, we're touching the sky. Now Amorim's trying all his sporting formations, but Bruno's tantrums won't help to ensure celebrations. Their defense leaks like a busted dam, and Rashford's just posting stories to Instagram. Spurs fans laughing on the way to Spain, with Romero's lunging tackles causing pain. And matters dancing past their hopes, United's defense twisted up like Ten Hag's coats. Hey Arsenal, remember Seville? You lost to Emery, it still gives you chills. We're not just here to make some noise, we're here for Ange and the Lily White boys. Yeah, this one's for history, this one's for style. We'll two-step our way down the victory mile. United's a mess, all hype, no spark. They're fighting for 15. We're leaving our mark. So strum that banjo, bang that drum. Spurs are here and silverware's come. With a second-year Ange, it's a done deal. Let's lasso that cup and ride off for real. Now sing it loud from White Hart Lane. We waited long, but we staked our claim. With Ange in charge, the future's bright. The Spurs go marching on tonight.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My camera is off because obviously I'm simply just showing respect to Manchester United because their club is dead. So I will not switch on my camera as a thought of commiserations to that football club because they are dead. They are 100% officially dead. And, I'm just showing respect to the once great club that now loses to Tottenham Hotspur in Europa League finals. So there was once a big club, guys. Growing up, they used to win. They used to win like Champions Leagues. They used to win Premier Leagues. They used to do a lot of things, guys. But now, unfortunately for them and very fortunately for us, guys, they are no longer relevant. They are dead once and for all. They are buried and they are destroyed. So, big up to all of you guys locked in. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Joining me first and foremost is Jacob's bestie and the biggest fan of hockey you will meet on this platform. Man like Trevor, man like TJ. How are you doing, TJ?
Oh, that's hilarious. Jacob is more like Trevor than I am, by the way. Like we've established this already, so don't try to gaslight the chat into thinking there's anything different. But yes, I do know more about hockey than anybody else in this chat, which is great for obviously a football podcast. But yeah, United's dead. R.I.P. Spurs win Europa League and go to the Champions League. It's like showing up to only the last day of class and then passing the test. So, yeah, we'll talk about that more. But yeah, thanks for having me on, Sam. It's been a while.
Big up to you, TJ. Joining us next is what's better than one miserable Arsenal fan? Two miserable Arsenal fans. He's making his debut on the channel. You get me? Because here to represent Arsenal Football Club, but the more toxically positive version. I absolutely had a great conversation with him on Tuesday, so I was like, fuck it, why not? Let's do this. Man like Solz is in the building. Hello, Solz. How you doing, mate?
Big up, big up, big up, big up. Thanks for having me on. Always here, always here, always here.
Big up, broski. And last but not least, the man in pain, the man in misery right now. Hi, Shik. How you doing, mate?
Big up to everyone. Big up to the panel. Big up to you, Husam. Big up to the chat. Make sure you guys are running up the likes and subscribing. And yeah, man, just tell me when it's my turn to cook, because we got a lot to talk about, bro.
100%.
Genuinely.
Big up to BIG, who says, "Thank God Arsenal are now prioritizing Sesko." Sorry. Hashtag number 21. Hey, thank God for that, brother. Thank God for that. I'm gonna be switching on my camera in a second. I'm actually lagging out, but I used it as a great segue to say that it's the United funeral, because why not? Because we can do that over here. Anyway, big up to everyone locked in. Guys, let's like the video. Let's subscribe to the channel. Everyone's links will be in the description as well. So make sure you guys go give them all a subscription as well. Anyway, I'm gonna let Sheik go and I'll go restart my camera because it's actually not working. So go ahead, Sheik.
Yeah, actually, wait. Sorry. Before I do get started, 1 second. Sorry.
Oh, he's gonna do something wild. Oh wow.
All right. Yeah. Where do I begin, bro? I think Husam put it perfectly. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about this club anymore, bro. Like, genuinely. 16th all season. We were banking on one Europa League final to save us, to get us over the line or whatever, bullshit people like to say. And we didn't even do that. And absolute bottle jobs. All of them. Start from the players to the manager to the people upstairs, the whole entire club. Like, our house is burning down and it's been burning down and we're all acting like it's okay. Like, everything is fine. Oh, we'll just get to next season. We'll wait until Ruben Amorim gets his players. We'll do all that type of stuff. So, I don't know. Start off with the game. If I'm completely honest, the lineup, I actually wasn't too upset about it. I was glad to not see Garnacho out there for once. I was glad to not see that pivot of Ugarte and Casemiro for once. It was good to see Euro back. I had some hope going into this final with Euro being back, of course, but it's not like it mattered. It's really not like it did. And my entire blame, to be honest, yes, the players are at fault too, but this one's on the manager, bro. This one is a lot on the manager. You're bringing on Kobbie Mainoo with 2 minutes left in the game. You're making your first changes in the 72nd minute. You bring on Mazraoui for Diogo Dalot. The guy's been injured. He's just come back. Xerxes too. And I'm not saying like Xerxes shouldn't have been on, but you're bringing on Xerxes and Kobbie Mainoo's been fit this whole time, and you don't want to bring on a player like Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo, by the way, is part of the reason you're in the final in the first place. You brought him on against Lyon and he ended up scoring a goal.
Oh, the way he disrespected Mainoo that much less time, I think that's so rude.
It's absolutely sickening, bro.
It's insane.
Absolutely sickening. And let me start off by this. I mean, I haven't said this to you, Husam, because I haven't said this on like A-listers and stuff, but I spoke to TJ on his channel for American Waffle. I've been Ruben Amorim out, bro. I said if we win, regardless of if we win or if we lose, I'm Ruben Amorim out. Because, bro, there is nothing for us to... Why should I believe in this manager? Why? What has he shown me this season? What improvement has he shown me? What has he shown with this system that I have to be like, okay, he deserves time and he deserves money and he deserves all these type of things to get backed? We've had previous managers come into this club, right? And whether you think they're good managers or not, they all actually achieved something in their first year. And they had a reason for us to go ahead and back them. Now, recruitment and all that type of stuff, that's a whole different conversation of how our previous manager before this, Ten Hag, made foolish decisions by signing the players that he did. But even him, as much as I hated him, in his first season, the guy delivered a trophy after a 5-year drought, and he finished third in the league. And we were beating all the Big Six teams at home. Every Big Six team we beat at home: Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs. That was the last time we beat Spurs. You know how crazy that is? That was the last time we beat Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur, first of all, massive congratulations to them. They fully deserved to win yesterday. I'm happy to see a lot of the Tottenham fans that I do work with in terms of content creation be happy because they fully deserved it. I know all the type of stuff that they've been through this season. But the reality is that we played a team in the final yesterday that has 20 losses in the Premier League. 4 of them, 4 of their wins, they've beaten us 4 times this season. 3 of them have been under Ruben Amorim. 3 of them, we haven't scored a single goal. 3 of them. So we've lost 20 times. We've lost to a team that has lost 20 times this season. We've lost 4 times to them this season. We haven't scored a goal in 3 of those games. 3 of those games. And yesterday, I don't know what to tell you. Bruno Fernandes, where are all these people who like to say Bruno Fernandes is a savior? Where are all these people who like to say Bruno Fernandes is world class because he's carrying a shit Manchester United? Where was he yesterday? He's the one who gave away the ball for the goal. A simple pass to Casemiro gets cut out. A simple pass. And by the way, if you look at that image, he has all these other options around him too. A simple pass gets cut out. We then get caught lacking. Dorgu and Shaw, I don't know what they were doing at the back post right there. Onana, I don't even want to talk about it. You know, what's the crazy, Husam? The last time we won a European trophy, guess who we played? Onana. We played Onana. He was the goalkeeper for Ajax. That was the last time we won the Europa League. So the last time we actually won a European trophy, which was when we had Mourinho in his first season, we played against Ajax with Onana in goal. This guy hasn't won a single European final.
He's for 3.
He's been in 2 Europa League finals. He's been in 1 Champions League final. Yep. Hasn't won any of them. Any of them. Poor Casemiro. I feel so bad for him because we just absolutely ruined his European record. That guy's won every single European final. I was absolutely gutted to see him out there yesterday. But, bro, like, it's, again, Husam put it the best way. Our club is finished, bro. What are we supposed to look forward to? Ruben Amorim is not going anywhere. When I say
your club is finished, I just want to clarify something because this is important for us to speak about. And we're not, like, there is banter and there's actually us being serious. Because according to Romain Molina, who is one of the major reporters for the FIFA thing, we remember the whole FIFA, like, corruption scandals and everything. And he was one of the main guys, and I was there on his Spaces, and that was during like Prime Spaces era as well, where I was like cooking on Spaces all the time and shit. Bro, that guy just said that the finances of Man United are absolutely screwed now, and on top of all that, some of the main key targets that they're trying to get are no longer like attainable. Some even said today, Jacob, by the way, if you want to hop on, message me now a day later if you're a bit more relaxed and don't want to just say fuck everyone.
That guy has not slept in 24 hours minimum.
Jacob, if you want to hop on, tell me, Habibi. I'll send you the link now. You can just hang out a little bit. So the thing is for me, I don't know if you saw the report today, Shik, which is something important that I want to get your thoughts on as well. According to certain like journalists, even the likes of Cunha now might be off the table. I don't know if you saw that.
I said this yesterday in my match reaction, bro. I told Cunha, run away if you can. Run away, run away, run away if you can, bro. Like, just stay away from this absolute sickening institution, bro. Like 10 years, 13 years, we haven't competed for a major trophy. And we're sitting here and acting like, oh, this whole new regime is going to do something. No, guys, these guys are the front line for the Glazers. If anybody thought that Ineos were coming in and we're going to do a massive turnaround and a miracle, I'm sorry, but you need to look at yourself because these people are just the front line for the Glazers. They still signed a deal with the Glazers. It's not 100% ownership. It's only a 25% stake. So it's one of those type of things where, like, when you say the club is finished, I hear it because there's so many things. One, these guys are not going anywhere. They've just got here. Where are they going to go? Well, Ineos aren't going to leave. Omar Barada and all these people that they ended up bringing in, where are these guys going to go? They're not going to go anywhere. The manager, he's going to stay. He's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go ahead and sack this manager because we know how they are when it comes to decisions about actually sacking a manager when they need to. And they haven't done that in the past. I keep saying this on Flawless's channel. Shout out to Flawless. Ineos have come in, and the only thing they've been doing is rectifying their own mistakes. They've made mistakes from the moment that they've come in. Dan Ashworth, why did you hire him in the first place? You ended up getting rid of him after months anyways. Ten Hag, you kept him. This whole thing of us getting a back three manager in the middle of the season is because you kept Ten Hag in the first place. And then you're sitting here telling Ruben Amorim it's now or never. You have to join right now. Oh, well, we don't have money. but we need to sell players before we buy them. Like, absolute abysmal, bro. It's such a shit show. Like, I actually feel disgusted. Now, I'm kind of more calm right now, but I was stress eating yesterday, bro. Stress eating.
Wow.
I was just eating all day because, like, I'm in ruins, bro. I'm genuinely, like, in ruins, bro. Because I just don't see any future. I feel like I'm running around in a maze, and there's just no way out. There's no way out of that maze. I'm just running around like an idiot. And that's just literally how I feel. Like, what do I have to look forward to? And then these players have the audacity to come out after this game and show zero freaking accountability. Talking about, I can't believe why I only got 20 minutes in this game today when I've been giving like everything for this club in the last couple of rounds. Shut up. What have you been given? Well, you didn't do anything. You don't do anything. Bruno Fernandes, same thing, talking about, oh, well, I won't leave the club unless they want me to leave. Shut up. You like to like all these red letters and all that stuff before the final, this and that. You showed nothing yesterday. Casemiro was better than you. And you're meant to be like the creator, and everyone that all these people tell me, right? You're the creator, you're this and that, you're the best player in the team, world-class savior, all that bullshit. Nothing, bro. You guys couldn't beat, with all due respect to Tottenham Hotspur, you couldn't beat a team that has 20 losses this season. All our wins that we've got this season have been against relegation sides. Those guys are in the championship already. Ruben Amorim has like, what, 6 or 7 wins in the Premier League so far? Look at how we won some of those games too. If it wasn't for Ahmad scoring a hat-trick against Southampton, we lose to Southampton at home.
That was the worst
result
in like history.
I just want everyone, like all United fans, like this is literally just my message to all United fans. Wake up, bro. Have your standards. You guys kept your standards for Ten Hag. I'm sorry, but I can't sit here and say Ruben Amorim is okay to be here when he's done worse than that guy. And I didn't like that guy either. I genuinely didn't. Like, I hated him. But I can't sit here and, talk about United and all that type of stuff all the time that I do and be like, oh, well, Ruben Amorim, he's shown me this, he's shown me that. He's shown me nothing, bro. He's shown me nothing. Game management, the way that the whole season is gone is absolutely abysmal, bro. Absolutely abysmal. And full credit to Tottenham Hotspur. Like, they fully deserved to win the game yesterday. That midfield that they put out, what were we going to do? We don't know how to break lines. We can't break lines when it comes to passing. Sideways. Give the ball to Ahmad. Pray that something happens. Those guys put 3 players on Ahmad in the first half. I noticed this. Every time Ahmad was picking the ball up on the right-hand side, 2 or 3 players would push up to him. It's not rocket science. You know this is going to happen because he's one of our better attacking threats. So you look to other things. You look to try to have a different type of style of play in this final. But no, you bring on changes in the 72nd minute. You take off Mazraoui for Diogo Dalot. The guy just come back from injury, and when he was even available, he wasn't doing shit. And then you bring on Kobbie Mainoo for, Kobbie Mainoo, bro. If you end up deciding to leave the club, bro, I will clap you off, genuinely, because you don't deserve this, bro. You scored in an FA Cup final last year. You started in the Euros this year. You are a quality player, but this manager clearly don't rate you, bro. Clearly. And the way he's treated him too, he's played him in the 6, he's played him in the 8, he's played him in the 10, he's played him as a false 9. And now all of a sudden, he only gets 2 minutes in a Europa League final. When considering a couple of months ago, you brought him on in the last couple minutes of the game and he changed it. He equalized. So I don't know. And then he's coming out and saying, oh, well, if the club, same thing, if the club wants me to go, by the way, 485 interviews now, or 484 interviews now. How many interviews has he done telling us the same thing again and again? Oh, well, the culture needs to change. This needs to change. All that stuff needs to change. I heard a report that in January he wanted to resign and our club told him to stay.
Which I will ask you about now in a second. But guys, we cannot do the stream without having a winner on here, so it's only right. And this is now going to be officially his entrance music. TJ's worst nightmare is about to join us, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been a Spurs fan for 20 long years, seen my share of triumphs and buckets of tears. But this year's taking it one step too far. I'm wondering if we'll ever win another spar. Hey, what's going on? We can't seem to win a game, not a single one. Manager Ange, we need a new plan. Gotta to get back on track like only Spurs can. Every Saturday I'm glued to the screen, hoping and praying.
Hi, Jacob. How you doing, mate? Man, like Jacob. How you doing, mate?
Hey, hey, what's up? How's everybody doing?
Talk to me
How's
nicely.
everybody?
Congratulations.
Hey,
Talk to me nicely.
Congratulations.
Stop congratulating him.
Whew,
Big up to you,
yeah, there was actually a good point that I actually wanted to lead off. Okay, she says, she said, TJ, you suck. That was just a direct translation. She said, TJ, I'll buy you a cup of coffee so you can actually put a cup inside your hands.
Damn.
That's a good one.
Already?
Damn.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one all night. I actually haven't even slept, but like 90 minutes I took a
I was
nap
gonna
on the
say
couch
literally,
on my phone.
I have gone to bed and woken up and you were wearing the same shirt. I swear to God, we were streaming last night. I mean,
Was
have
I wearing
you?
this on stream?
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
just-
sure you were.
Because I'm wearing the same undershirt from last night for sure. I haven't showered. I'm hoping to take this aroma to Ange Postecoglou directly. Ange Europa Postecoglou, I should say.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Also,
I'm very happy for Jacob on a reel. Yesterday I was watching his stream and
Actually, I'm
everything. Honestly, this guy deserves it. I want to say something just quickly on Spurs, but let me just do these. TJ, ideas for a United Leafs fan. Want to cheer him up?
Yeah, just keep him away from toasters and filled bathtubs. That's a good idea for him.
Wow. Wow. Oh God. Eric Ten Hag or Amorim?
It's like asking shit or shit. None. I don't prefer any of them.
If you
Like,
had to choose one,
It's I'm
gun to your head. Now he'll say, "Shoot me."
shoot me. Yeah, shoot me.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. You're so predictable.
Bro,
You're
of course,
I
like,
fucking knew it.
it's shit. It's shit. You're comparing shit to shit. It's like, what am I supposed to say?
Shik,
Like,
you're missing the play here. When they say Eric Ten Hag or anybody else, just say, I reject your reality and I present you a new one with Ange Postecoglou.
Sure, man. What phase is he in, right? What phase is Ange?
I'll tell you what phase he's in.
Yeah, what phase is he in,
ruining
yeah.
your barbecue phase.
Actually, that's false
ruined,
because
man.
they went ahead with the barbecue. I don't know what their barbecue.
That's only
means.
because you can't cancel reservations 48 hours after you've made them at the certain, what is it, Dickie's barbecue that's catering.
Yeah, if I
Do they
show
have
up-
Dickies? I was gonna say, do they have Dickies in Jordan? I don't even think. I don't think
Nope.
Husam's gonna get
No,
that
okay.
reference.
No, but we got.
Yeah, I was like,
Brazilian
wait,
barbecue.
I need to know my audience here.
Yeah.
I said Dickie's barbecue, and everyone's looking around.
See how
Dickie's-
Souls didn't laugh at that either.
What
It's
is this,
not in
Husam?
Jordan. They don't have it in London either. But anyway, let me get Souls' opinion on all of this. Just before we continue with the stream. Big up, by the way, guys. 400 people locked in. Guys, Jacob is joining us. Roberto is about to hop on as well. So there's about to be a whole night.
It's nice to meet you as well. I mean nothing offensive. I only mean gratuitous things when I say I will also buy you a cup of coffee so you can have a cup in your hand too.
Yes. See? There you go.
Yeah,
Big up to
look,
everyone locked in, guys. We have 440 people in the building. I appreciate everyone here. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Jacob is on here. We have to get 200 likes minimum, just for Jacob, because Spurs did it and they saved football. Anyway, Souls, talk to me, brother. Spurs are Europa League champions. What are your thought process right now?
Yeah, look, I'll start with United firstly. Obviously, I think it's very funny how this final worked, because the two people, the two bunch of fans that are going to be most disappointed with Man United losing this final was United fans and Arsenal fans, which is weird to say, but by the look of yesterday, Arsenal fans were just as upset as United fans, and they weren't even in the final, because we know obviously how annoying it was going to be to hear the Tottenham fans and what they're going to say. Anybody who lives in London will also know that they're literally next door to you, so you can smell them from your window. They've all come out to play. They're all roaming the streets. It's like a virgin that's just had sex for the first time. You know what I mean? It's just they're just running around. They're loving it. But
Am I gonna complain that Margot Robbie snuck into my bedroom last night? No, sir. Hey, how you doing, Margot? She may not be here tomorrow. She may not be here next week, but you know where she was last night.
Yeah.
Zizou.
Yeah.
But, look, but in all seriousness, banter aside, obviously, look, I'll start with Man United. Obviously, I think you put it perfect in terms of the situation with Man United. I think they're in turmoil. It's been probably now they've lost the Europa League final. It's been one of the worst domestic seasons of any top 6 team in the last 2-3 decades. It's probably been one of the Man United's worst league seasons since their relegation back in the 90s. But look, I think they're in turmoil. The only positive I can see that can only get better from here. I don't see how it can get any worse. They're literally at rock bottom. Look, I think Amorim came out and said, "Oh, like maybe playing once a week, we have more time to focus on rebuilding the squad." There's small things that you can sort of mention to say maybe, but look, I think they were beaten by I think honestly yesterday's final was one of the worst finals I've ever watched with my own 2 eyes. It was, you could tell that both teams were bottom of their domestic leagues. It was just a poor game of football. They couldn't string passes together. Spurs did absolutely nothing for the entire game. Apart from their goal, they just scored their goal, sat back in the second half, and just invited pressure on. They defended quite well. I'll give them that. Good defense.
We did win. That's also something we did yesterday.
No, you won the game, but I'm just saying.
Well, when you say we did nothing, that would indicate that there was like 0 goals scored. There was 1. That's all you need. One night with Margot.
You scored a goal, and obviously that's all that matters in the end. And in 2-3 years' time, even in the future, no one's going to care about how the game went. They're going to care about who won the game. So I understand that. I'm just analyzing the game itself because it's so new. It was a poor game of football, right? It was a bad game of football to watch. It was 2 poor teams playing against each other. Spurs won the game. Spurs were the better of the 2 bad teams. And ultimately, Man United had their chances. Bruno had a header that was fizzed in. There was a goal line clearance from Van de Ven from a Højlund header. Look, it was okay, but nothing special. I think Man United have to rebuild now. I wouldn't go to the look. I think I understand why every United fan would say Amorim out now. I would, me personally, as an unbiased, I'd say probably because it's his first season, I'd say give him next year at least. But I think he's got until Christmas. I think really now, realistically, he's got until Christmas.
We'll have him relegated by Christmas. This guy's finished.
Yeah. But
He's
I mean,
cooked,
like,
man. He's cooked.
Yeah, he's cooked. But
I don't think he's gonna stand. He's gonna stay till October and November.
Man, I ain't seen Saliba do none of that, by the way.
Nobody gives a
what's
shit, Jacob.
Final.
But
Yeah,
you know what
listen,
the you know what
Can
the
I ask
crazy
you
thing?
all a question, like on a real, because what Solz has just said is something that I think has been mentioned over the last 24 hours a lot, which is it was a shit final. Mo broke it down earlier on today. I don't know if you guys agree with it or not. It was a shit final more because of Man United than because of Spurs. Because this is what he said. Listen, you're in a final, you score 1 goal. You know Man United can't break down a low block. Why the fuck should you attack them? Because we have ridiculed Ange all season long for, he high line for life and all this attacking stuff. The one time he parks the bus, we're like, it's a shit game. Is it on Ange and on Spurs to make the game entertaining when the Amorim tactic was let's lump the ball to Maguire up top? Is that on Ange?
It's just
They
simple
did
as
their
this.
job.
Ange deserves credit
bro,
for the
he
way
outcoached
he managed that
He
game.
He outcoached him. It's as simple as that. He outcoached him not 1 time, not 2 times, 3 times
I expected,
this season.
Yeah, look, I expected Tottenham to do that. It was the right thing
Who do
to
you
do. I'm not
blame
saying they
more
should
for
have
the game,
attacked.
Solz? Who do you blame more?
I honestly blame. I probably blame Man United a little bit more because I feel like once you concede a goal, you're then on the back foot and you have to go and turn it into a game where you have to get a goal. If Man United get a goal, the whole game turns on its head, right? But they never. But to be honest with you, United never ever looked like scoring. Even though they were attacking, they never looked like scoring a goal. It was just blind. I'm seeing Amad Diallo getting bodied on the right wing by Richarlison. I'm seeing Richarlison at left back bodying Amad Diallo. I don't know what's going on there, right? I'm seeing. You know what I mean, it's. Look, I did a combined 11 before the game, and there was only 3 United players I put into that Spurs starting 11, even with their injuries. So
Ferdinand disagrees.
Yeah, ultimately, I thought Spurs had the better 11
Fuck
on the
Rio
day.
Ferdinand. He's the shittest.
Yeah,
player.
yeah.
That,
I don't- even I
he
don't
must
care
got a
what he
crick in
says.
his neck. How many times he was going like that
Even
for
I don't
United?
care.
United.
Even I don't care what he says. He always goes online. He's like,
But
top
now-
man,
but-
top
but-
man,
but now-
Ruda,
but-
Ruben Amram,
Yeah,
my
man,
God.
but
bro,
now
I
to-
don't know
Shut
why.
up,
I don't know why you listen to. He's cringe.
Why
Yeah,
is his
but
mouth
now
like
to-
this though?
But now
Yeah,
to
he-
get on
he
Rio
was
Tottenham.
Ferdinand and Jamie
top
Carragher,
man,
both of them.
top
I can't
man, rude,
stand their
man.
content.
Yeah, but
Stop,
guys, just
Gonna
just
join
to
the
say something
overlap.
to say something about Tottenham though. Now I'm going to go on to Tottenham, right? Because it was a very sad day for me yesterday. I went to bed really sad, and I'm still sad now, to be honest.
I ain't going to bed, baby.
I do feel like Spurs fans need to not get too carried away here. I
here
really
we
do
go.
think so.
Here we go,
because
bro.
you listen. Every Spurs fan now should go out into their streets in North London, celebrate, do your parade, have a dance, have a wiggle, do whatever you like. But keep Arsenal out of your mouths, right? Because we can't even be in the. We can't
What are you
even.
talking about? Why would I keep your name out of my mouth whenever you're sitting there at the dance and I'm invited to the same damn dance? And you've been dancing your little tushy off all season and I just showed up. Ticket to the dance, baby.
No, sorry, mate. We can't even be in that dance because we're too good for that dance. We can't be in that competition.
Cole,
I'm talking about Champions League next year, bro. I'm talking about that dance. I'm talking about the one you already qualified for. We qualified for it too.
That's
So
fine, but we can't
let's see
even.
who put.
We can't even.
Come on now. You've been
No,
a
no,
teacher's
hold on,
pet.
hold on.
You've been kissing.
No,
Hang on. You've been
let me
kissing the
land.
teacher's
Let me
ass
land my
all
point.
semester. You've been doing extra credit. You've been doing all the everything you need to do to pass the class. I showed up on the last day, and guess what? I got the same grade as you.
No, you're correct. You can't compete because you were in the competition and you've never won it.
We weren't in it
You're
this
right.
year.
You cannot compete.
We weren't in it this year. We weren't in it this year.
No,
This
but you
year,
were in it and you didn't win.
this year-
So my whole point is, hold up. Do not turn. Hold up. Don't turn your head up at
The
trophies
Europa
that you can't
League
win.
is a second-tier competition. It's
You
a
haven't
second-tier
won it.
European competition.
You
We
haven't
don't
won
care
it.
about winning it.
RSM,
We don't care
RSM.
about winning it.
Let's not pretend like they didn't change the formatting this last year and didn't have a bunch of Champions League teams dropping down in the Europa League. The quality of team in Europa League and whatever the Conference League, I don't even pay attention to that shit. That it was substandard from years before. So don't compare. I'm going to disagree with what a lot of what Solz is
Arsenal
saying,
fans
but
twerking
don't-
all
shut
season
up,
for Bilbao
shut
players,
up,
but
shut
Bilbao's
down.
okay. Bilbao's
Let
not
me
good.
let me land, Jacob. Like respectfully, just shut the fuck up for one second.
Wow.
The difference in quality, you cannot compare us going out to Sporting 2 years ago to getting eliminated from the Europa League now. Like there's no the competitions are.
What about Olympiacos? Do I get to say Calimera,
Doesn't matter.
Calispera to you or
You're making
no?
my point. You're making my point for me.
Atletico Madrid used to be in the competition.
DJ, you'll never believe who just asked to come on.
Arsenal into this competition, into the Europa League competition, we would dog walk it. Like it's not even close.
Yeah,
DJ, you'll never
the
believe who
11
asked
other
to come on
times you
just
did so
now.
good at dog
Conor
walking that
Bradley.
Chihuahua fucking pulled you for a mile.
No, but it's
DJ,
not
you know
only
who just
that.
asked to come on? Connor.
It's not only that.
No.
Bro, look at how these
Why
Arsenal
no?
fans are moving. Look at how these Arsenal fans are moving.
No.
And I get it. I get it because we did something for a third time as a club that
hold
y'all
up.
never done.
No, but hold up.
So I
No,
get
we
it.
need to.
Let
We
me
also
land my
need to
point.
call
I'll
the
let you
fact. Hold
speak.
up.
Let me land
You
my point.
cannot banter. You cannot have bantered for years. Spurs. What do we think of Spurs is? And then when they finally win a trophy, you're trying to poo on it. You're trying to say don't do too much. Don't mention Arsenal.
No, I'm not going to let you do this. I'm not going to let you do this.
What we're saying is this.
Acknowledge that the levels are different. Acknowledge that the levels are
I
different.
don't give a fuck if the levels
oh my
are
God,
different.
then you're not. Then you're completely.
Bro,
taking out
RSM's
context,
cooking.
And there's
RSM
not
gives
even
me faith in the next generation.
Not even worth talking about then. Because you know
No, because we made fun of Spurs. We made fun of Spurs for not winning any trophy. FA Cup, care about whatever you want to say, and they finally win a cup, and now we want to talk about the route that they took, the competition they had.
Don't care about
like
Bodo
5
Glimt
years
and Man
ago,
United. We
when
don't
you
care
won
about them.
when you won in Baku, that is now cheap because the competition format is not the same. So it cheapens what you did to us.
I need you to understand something. You know what's crazy about that? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
Give a fuck, that's fine.
I don't give a fuck. That's my point. I don't. I really don't care. Because the team, hold up, teams have literally had easy routes to the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup.
Atletico Madrid,
And do they care?
Big European elites used to drop down into the Europa League and compete. Napoli, Atletico Madrid.
What you know about big European elites?
We played them this year, the European elites. We played them.
How'd
We
that
got
go
to
for
the
you?
final 4 of the European League.
Yeah. You played the European Elite Eric Dyer last year too.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you one question, Jacob. If you can answer it, I'll give you $10 right now. Name me 5 players that play for Bodo Glimt.
Hergeglurgsen, Fergusgergens, Ogerbergens, and Bergenskirgens. 5. I'll take $10, please. You want my PayPal?
It's got to a point now where Spurs fans are celebrating beating teams. They don't even.
Did you want to? You asked me. I just gave you. Just because I can't pronounce it properly, they all had little umlauts and slashes through the O's like Odegaard.
We won't be in the Europa League.
I want to ask you a question, Solz.
Bro, this is my first time to meet you. I don't know why you're so upset. I know Tottenham won a trophy, and that really just be like ruffling the trees. I get it. The wind blows, motherfucking little. You know, I get it.
I'll respect my United. I don't respect.
So Solz, I'll also give you $10 right now. PayPal, no problem. £10. £10 as a matter of fact, more than $10. I'll ask you a question. Sporting Lisbon knocked you out 3 years ago. Name 5 Sporting players right now.
I probably can't name you 5 Sporting players right now.
There you go.
And that was a better team, though.
Yo, facts.
Can you name me 5 Olympiacos players?
That Arsenal team was a better team too, right? Like it had all those world-class players and this and that, right?
No, I agree with that. But
5 Olympiacos players. Let me hear it.
Yeah.
And then you can keep your $10 and you don't have to tell
Let's
me.
hear it.
We weren't competing in the Europa League this season, so we can't win the competition.
Did you answer the question or not? We're doing an exercise here, right? You said $10 if you can name Hergen Gurgen. So
I don't rate Olympiacos. So
I'll
why
send
you
you that $10 right back.
I don't rate Olympiacos.
But you can't get past something you don't rate. I get past something I don't rate. So what is the argument here?
The difference is I can admit that we were shocking against Olympiacos and we were shocking against Sporting, and we should be criticized.
Shocking all the way to
What
Bilbao.
I can't understand is Tottenham fans that are jumping up now.
We're shocking all the way to Bilbao.
That's fine. Tottenham fans now are saying they've had a better season than us because they're in a competition.
Factually.
Because they won a competition that we're too good to be in this season. We couldn't.
Oh, yeah. So what about the Carabao Cup? The same one we were all in.
I do think.
What about the FA Cup? The same one we were all in.
Lost the FA Cup, and
we got further than you. We were 90 minutes away from a final. What'd you talk about?
Competition.
Okay. So it doesn't matter because you still lost. So the logic changes when it's applied to no one else other than Arsenal. The fellas using their argument. I don't even need to point at them. They're pointing at themselves. They're fucking holding up a mirror and they're saying, "Look at me." Look at these fallacies.
You won a second-tier European competition. Go on it. Celebrate. It's your level. It's the best.
You've never done it. You've never done it. You don't know about that level.
So let me ask you a question. Are you bigger than Spurs in Europe? Are you bigger than Spurs in Europe? Are you bigger than Spurs in Europe?
I hear this whole thing like, oh, we have other stuff to focus on and we're on bigger, better things.
It's such a small competition we can never win.
I get a bigger fish to fry, all that type of stuff. But what's the point when you don't win those things anyways? It's like you're there for what? Just conversations and progression and getting.
Bro, it's not a given to win it though. It's not a given to win.
Madrid and all that.
By the better team.
Okay, so when you were
We
competing,
got beat by PSG this year. PSG were better than us. They have a better manager. They have a better midfield. They have a better attack. They're a better team.
No, but
before, somebody saying that they have a better manager.
But before PSG, I was hearing, oh, we have world class this, world class that. We beat Real Madrid. We're gonna win the Champions League. This is what I'm talking about.
We can have world class players and still get beat by teams.
I also heard. Hold on. No, I also heard when City falls off, when Pep leaves, it's our time. We're taking over the. I also heard that.
So you've no, I agree with you. So you have been in this whole thing like we are in the Champions League, we are competing with better teams, all of that type of stuff. I get it, but it's not like you've done anything. It's not like you. It's not like Arsenal deserve to belong there because they can actually compete and win trophies left and right, all that type of stuff. It's not like it. In terms of how the season went, what have you achieved this season? Champions League football. Spurs did the same thing. Spurs have done the same thing with winning a trophy. Of course, it's better. They've won a trophy and they've gotten the same thing as you, which is getting Champions League football. So now they're
bro's like Margot Robbie's not my type. All right, I don't give a shit what your type is because she's my type.
Listen, look. When we beat Real Madrid,
can I give you an objective response to everything you're saying? Let me just say something objectively. First of all, objectively, Man United are better than Spurs. So same way you lost to PSG, that's better than you. Man United are 16th, Spurs are 17th. Your league is your bread and butter. Man United are better than Spurs.
Oh, so league position does matter. Is what you're saying?
I have never ever said league position doesn't matter. Number one.
You literally literally the equivalent.
Hear me out, Habibi. Number two, when it comes to this conversation, you lost to Newcastle in the Carabao Cup that you're better than. You lost to the same Manchester United in the FA Cup at home, with 10 men at the Emirates that you're saying you beat Man United like you're mocking it. And on top of all of that, you lost to Sporting Lisbon and you lost to Olympiacos in the same competition. So your point would make sense if you got eliminated in the Europa by Real Madrid, Barcelona, whatever. You got eliminated by Europa League teams. Sporting Lisbon and Olympiacos are Europa League teams. As a matter of fact, last season Olympiacos won the Conference League, so they were in the third tier competition.
I don't mean to, Husam, I don't mean to be like completely top gooner here, because I was one of the people throwing his office chair around when we lost to Sporting. Like I was pissed when we lost to Sporting in PKs. I was pissed, but they're completely different. It's a completely different squad now. It's completely different. We had Rob Holding playing center back for us against Sporting. Like you're going to tell me who gives a shit?
I feel like
who gives a shit? Archie Gray, Kevin Danso.
We're doing
if you guys are going to make false equivalencies, I'm going to call them out. That's all
I'm not making false equivalencies. Archie Gray and Kevin Danso. Kevin Danso's not even a center back. Archie Gray's 17-year-old, not even a center back.
Guys, we're doing way too much.
I think Kevin Danso plays center back.
We're doing way
Kevin
too
Danso
much.
does.
If you don't, he sure fooled me.
Yeah, he's actually a DM in practice.
We're doing way too much here. We're doing way too much. Why? Oh, big on Sam. By the way, thanks for having me on this, Sam. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Connor. We rolled out the red carpet for you, buddy.
Kevin Danso plays center back primarily. By the way,
I just wanted, upon entering,
not a
I'm going to give you the same thing.
Stop gaslighting people.
Are you okay, TJ? Who are you yelling at?
No, it's just
damn.
people are coming on here waffling, not actually putting
like the
any
decibels.
on shit.
These headphones
Like,
I have are kind of
ridiculous.
cheap. They don't
Then
encapsulate
put
the
them
full
farther away
range
from
of
your
your
ears. Stop
octaves,
crying.
buddy. You go like.
It's a tough time.
I just think us Arsenal fans need to take a slice of humble pie here. Listen, I get the point. Listen, the one point
Is Connor about to cook him? Oh
no, I'm not.
Honey,
I'm
pay
not.
attention.
I'm just
Honey, pay
I'm
attention.
making sense of what's happened there. I get with TJ's point though, how you can put aside that this season, yes, the Europa League's different this season. Champions League teams aren't going down to the Europa League if they finish third, right? I get that. But you've got to look at it in a sense. This is their third European trophy in the Europa League. It's their third one. Like, we can't just sit here and say...
I like my hoes in trios.
Don't get me wrong. We're still a bigger club than Tottenham in terms of English league. Of course we're bigger than them.
Hey, but once you go outside that little tiny pot pie island, guess what you find?
If we're going to sit here and say that, we're just going to completely blindside this trophy that they've won last night, if we were in the same position, we'd be the ones lapping up and tell Tottenham fans to shut up. Even though they've still won more than us. They've won 2 and we'd have won 1. We've got to eat a slice of humble pie here. We were in this competition 4 or 5 attempts, and we couldn't manage to win it. And yes, you can say we did go out to Atletico Madrid, who did finish second that season in the Liga. They were a strong side. I like to say bottled it against that Chelsea side in the final, but we did also go out to that Sporting side, which I do think we could have gone ahead and beaten. We did go out to Olympiacos in an absolute poor game from Arsenal. We've had our opportunities to win this trophy. We can't sit, and also, I was one of them, taking the piss out of Ange all season. We win in our second season. He's not going to do it this year. I actually couldn't see a reality last night where I saw Spurs actually winning.
Hello, mate.
It was the reality. I think we've
How you
got
doing,
to
mate?
sit here and just eat this slice of humble pie. It is what it is. They've gone ahead.
And guess who
and
baked it for you? Guess who baked it for you?
Before us, at the end, for me, I can't sit here and discredit what they've done. I fucking hate Tottenham. I hate everything about Tottenham. But as a football fan, I can't sit here and discredit saying that, enjoy this. This is your tier trophy. We haven't even won the trophy. So where does that put us? You can't sit here and say, "Oh, but our level."
Thank you.
It's really hard to win Europa League when you're not in
Bro,
it.
that $10 you were gonna sell me for naming Herbs McGurgan, send it to Connor.
Like, what are we doing here? We've gotten second 3 years in a row.
No, TJ, I know, but we've been in the
we're gonna play Europa League.
No, but
like,
TJ, I get it. But we've been in the competition and we haven't won it.
I get what you're saying, Connor. I get what you're saying, but I'm not gonna do this false equivalency stuff. I'm not gonna do it.
No, I understand. And it's again, I get your point with it's a different.
What have we said that's a false equivalence?
Bro, was that like the word of the day on your roll of toilet paper? You've said it 3 times and I've been on the show for 20 minutes.
Yeah, because I've needed to, because the amount of waffle I'm hearing about how this
so what's the false equivalency? Tell me.
You guys are bigging up Europe and being like, oh yeah, at Europa League. And by the way, I'm not going to say congratulations, but Jacob as a person, I think deserves this, given the amount of drums that he's been beating for Ange all season. I will give him that. I'm not going to say the C word to Tottenham Hotspur. I'm not going to do it. It's not in my blood. But saying that holding this over our head when we were in a Champions League semifinal against PSG, who arguably could win it all, the best PSG team we've seen in a long, long time. And I'm not making injury excuses. We could have played them a lot better. That's the false equivalency. Now, Jacob said it perfectly when he came onto the stream. We've been going to class all season. We've been turning in our homework. We've been doing the work. We got second place. We qualified. He showed up on the last day and freaking got an A somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also
you know what my
Talk to
problem
me
is?
nicely, bro.
You know
Talk
what-
to
you
me
know what-
nicely.
By the way, guys, but before I get absolutely ripped apart, I've been Arteta out for 3 fucking years. Okay.
And
So
counting.
I want the standards to raise at our football club. I want us to act like to be the big football club that guys like Igal and guys like Solz make us out to be.
No. Okay.
I
So
want to be that guy, but we're not.
So just to add on to your
We're
point, TJ. So TJ, just to add on to your point, and then I'll let you speak, and I know you guys want to say your piece. I asked, and now I'll keep this quick. Arsenal. The way I look at football may be a bit different to you guys. Now, a lot of football fans, you're either one of two set of fans. You're either a fan that looks at football as in a manager's been at a club for 5 years and won 1 trophy, or you're willing to contextualize projects and understand where you're at and what you're doing. For me, who understands football, I don't look at football and think you have to win something. I think you have to build a team and build a project. But ultimately, every competition you go and you try and fight for, there are good teams and elite teams that are in those competitions that can knock you out. You can be the most elite team ever and still get beat. Like, for example, Arteta. Wait, hold on. Arteta went into a game against PSG with Mikel Moreno up front, right? And some makeshift.
Who cooked Real Madrid? Not an excuse.
Let him finish. And he went up against one of the probably the most informed team in world football, right? And yes, we lost the game. We held our own. Our XG was quite good. Our expected goals was quite good. And we played well. Listen, we played well. Arteta has taken us to our highest league finish in the since the Invincibles. He's taken us to our best UCL campaign since.
Jacob, say the thing.
Wait, let me finish. He's taken us to our best UCL campaign in the last decade. Okay, he took us from a club that was a banter club to a team that's competing.
So it's a journey to be proud of.
Wait, hold on. He's taken us to a team that can compete in the elite level in the elite competitions. Now the problem is
Pochettino did that. Pochettino did that for Tottenham, and he's a fucking loser.
Let me land my point. Now the question becomes, can he do the last 20% and can he take us across the line to win the big trophies?
We're going to be
out.
Back on the way.
Guys, okay, you know what? Hold up.
Let me land my point.
Land, brother, land. Damn, you're circling the airport.
Land.
TSA shit.
You're circling the airport. Land.
Hold on.
Air traffic control. Goddamn.
No, I'm saying he took us to a certain step. Now the question becomes, can he win it? And what I mean by win is only UCL or Prem. I don't care about the domestic competitions that we've already won. I don't care about
That's what I mean.
Prem. I don't care about UCL or Prem.
Wait, so you don't wait. So you don't care that you guys, Arsenal fans love to say, "Oh, this Europa League is shit. We have a 16."
Bro, you're gassing Arteta for doing what fucking Poch did at Spurs.
Jacob, so you're telling me that you simply.
I understand if Connor and TJ want Arteta out because ultimately this was the first year where he's regressed us in points tally, in goals conceded, and in goals scored. He's regressed.
It's our 4th year regressed in trophies.
Okay. No. You see again. How can it be his 4th year regressing in trophies if year on year he's improved us in other aspects?
We haven't won a trophy.
We haven't won a trophy.
That's not how football works.
Me and you are winning the same amount this season. Me and you are winning the same amount this season.
Okay, bro. Amorim is 17th now. If Amorim next season finishes 8th, the season after finishes 5th, and then 2 seasons after that finishes 2nd and challenges the most elite team in the Premier League. He's taken you from a 17th place team in turmoil now to be an elite level team.
Good shit, Poch.
Has he?
Good shit,
progressed
Poch. My G.
Don't get me wrong, he's done a good job in getting us better. Don't get me wrong, I always sit here and give Arteta his flowers and say he's improved us from where we were 100%, because we were in a period of time where it was extremely toxic. It was fans were not even going to the games. It was empty stadiums. He's definitely 100% in terms of culture. I think he's definitely improved us in terms of a good bit of the squad. There's still a couple of bits of dead wood and places that need to be players that need to be replaced. But you know, we're 6 years deep into this now, or 5-6 years deep, and it just comes to a point where it's like,
I always win in my 7th season, mate. 7.
You should probably say that next season. Actually, you might win it. It gets to a point for me where it's like, thank you for everything you've done, but at the end of the day, you are more or less an apprentice. You are inexperienced. Why not try and get in someone that is a lot more experienced, has won, and get us over the line? But then that gets taken out of context from a lot of Arsenal fans. When I do say, I credit you for what you've done and thank you for where you've got us. I can't really thank you for. I can thank you for individual games that you've brought us. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had some
great memories, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I do thank Poch for that time we beat Chelsea at the Bridge.
It's about the friends we made along the way. I hear it.
We've had some great games under Mikel Arteta, but it just comes to the point of where thank you for what you've built. Let's get get us over the line, because I just think for that, especially the last 2 years, about that, and even this season, you know
what?
Move away from all the draws. You know, this Liverpool team. No offense, listen, Liverpool deserved to win this league, by far the better team, easily. But you look at it in the sense of, this wasn't a Liverpool team.
I mean, they needed 120 minutes to get past Tottenham in a cup, but hey, talk to me nicely.
The point I'm trying to make is, this wasn't like the Man Cities of where the last couple of years where they went on that run and you just couldn't stop them. You know, I think Arsenal, if they didn't get these stupid draws, could have gone ahead and competed for this league. But no, we flopped in the summer transfer window. We didn't invest anything in January. People then throw that on just the board for some reason, which kind of confuses me why it's only the board that's the problem in that asset. I just think a lot of things come into circulation of thinking, why not try a change? Why not get in that more experienced coach to possibly get this team?
Because you got a fan base that's going to gas them up and treat them like.
Can I respond? Because y'all been talking a lot.
Go on.
Between all of you,
bro.
And I'm gonna go to
plane's been circling.
And I'm gonna go to the original. I'm gonna just a bit of TJ. You know what? Fair enough, bro. I understand it. You could say that the past Europas have more weight than the current Europas, right? Because you faced more Champions League teams.
I'm glad that you admit that. Hold on, but you know what? You weren't doing that.
No, but because I'll say no, because I'll say this. No, because I personally don't care. I still think it's a Europa, but I'm saying I admit that you could say that point, right? That's fair enough. I don't agree with it, but I understand where you're coming from. However, what I will say to the buddy in the middle between you and Connor, right, is you are going to tell them, yo, Skull? Okay, bet. So the issue that I have, right, with the treatment that you're giving them is, since Arteta's come in, right, like you said, he's brought you up the table. However, what we have criticized him for almost the entire time, and I think rightfully so, is that he didn't pick up the little trophies along the way. How many big managers came into the Prem and then won the little trophies along the way as he's built his team? Yeah. You have not seen any trophies on the way, and that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. And so, if you want to say, hold up, if you want to say that the Europa, is a lesser competition, fair enough. Then equate it to the Carabao, equate it to the FA Cup, which Arteta, with a better team that has finished second 3 times in a row, has not been able to achieve. Now that he actually has his team, because that first FA Cup was not fully his team. So now that he has his team, he hasn't been able to achieve that. Spurs has been able to achieve something Arteta has not been able to achieve. They should be able to hold that over your head. I don't understand why you're trying to tell them that they shouldn't be able to banter you. They shouldn't be able to hold it over your head.
Spurs achieved something Arsenal couldn't in an easier circumstance, as TJ said. That point.
But I'm saying, even if you want to compare it to the FA Cup or the Carabao, you still haven't done it.
No, but what? Okay, but we're
talking about Arteta's won an FA Cup. Do you know your facts, Roberto? Arteta's won an FA Cup
with his own team, bro. It's like man pulled up with somebody else's Bugatti, drove it, and then said, "Oh, that's my car." That bro, you finally built your own car, and it's not won anything.
No, and not only that, he pulled up in someone else's Bugatti. He raced the Ford Fiesta and drew.
Even if Arteta has a Bugatti, cars don't drive themselves. They need a driver to actually drive them. Racers don't race cars by themselves. It's not a Tesla, right? Understand what I'm saying to you. Arteta has had a poor domestic cup record. I agree with you.
Start calling him Poch Teta.
And I hear Connor's point about, it's now got to a stage where it's been 4 years, blah blah. For fans that say it's his first regressive season, hasn't won it, It's time to go get a new manager in. That I can understand. I'm not saying give Arteta a new contract. I'm saying give him a year, let him spend some money on attackers, and I think next year we can win a major honor.
So the problem is guys like you were saying that same thing. Yeah, exactly.
Single year.
You said that after
every single year.
It's been 3 years. No, but TJ's right.
No.
TJ's right. TJ's correct. It's been 3 years of the same sentence. Give him one more year. Let him get in more attackers.
We're gonna get a striker. We're gonna win.
Bring him. Yeah, bring in another six.
Exactly.
Bring in another left wing.
And the one thing that I've been hearing, like, I'm not trying to hype up my team in any way, but I've been hearing this like for the last couple of weeks. Oh, this Europa League final is terrible. There's a Spurs 16th place team and a 17th place team. Arsenal Football Club lost to the 16th place team in an FA Cup with 10 men at your home ground.
Bro. Do you know if you lot or Spurs played PSG or Real Madrid now, they would slap you 6-0. I'm just telling you.
Hey, don't worry. We'll play Inter or PSG coming up very soon. Thank you.
I was gonna say,
One sec. Yes, they would slap us. Yes, they would slap us.
Bro, you're putting something. Hang on. Can I talk for a second? Because there's a whole bunch of non-trophy winning ass motherfuckers talking, and I'm tired of listening to all this bullshit. Husam, you told me to chill. You told me to take 2 steps back, but this goddamn ruckus. This is why Ange said I'm not a clown. I know y'all be used to the circus.
Ange is a clown.
Goddamn it, I'm not a clown.
He is
a clown. He's more successful than your manager. You're twerking and shaking that bum violently for, like Deji would say. Oh, but Arteta did what Pochettino's done. He made us fucking relevant. Relevant don't mean nothing in the game of glory.
Is Ange better than Poch? Is Ange a better manager?
Yes.
Yes, objectively.
Yes.
He got them a trophy.
110%.
He got them a trophy.
Ange is better than Poch.
Oh, but Pochettino made us money with Champions League, mate, and we've got top 4 and we beat Chelsea that one time. That's not a thing. No one cares. I don't care. I played the sport. I want to fucking win. I don't want to, hey, we made a good profit margin. Fucking Excel sheet. Give me the goddamn trophy. And guess what? I got it yesterday, and you ain't never seen it. I got it 3 times. But I've only seen it once in my lifetime, and that's enough for me, because you ain't got none. And y'all over here, it's not good enough. It's not this, it's not that. Bro, you're being the Cheeto dust fucking beer belly dude balding in your auntie's basement talking about Margot Robbie's thumbs look ugly.
I'm not.
What are you doing?
Let me just say one thing on this.
Can I ask a question?
Because Solz and TJ are saying like we're doing false equivalencies. I'm using stuff from this season, and I'm using stuff from when Arsenal were in the Europa League. 3 years ago, Arsenal were in a title race, 8 points ahead of Manchester City. You were cooking everyone. You were eliminated by Sporting Lisbon. We all remember, bigger fish to fry. Yeah, so you have lost to weaker opponents before. You were eliminated by Olympiacos. You have lost to weaker opponents before. You talk about, oh, congratulations, you just beat Man United. You lost to Man United in the FA Cup with 10 men in your own backyard. And Arsenal objectively are better than Newcastle United. And Arsenal got knocked out by Newcastle in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. So when we sit up here and we say stuff, we cannot. And this is the thing that like the Arteta cult has now culminated into this platform, which is minimizing everyone else's, like, if you would like, achievements, and just bigging up what their team does. When you say
achievements that they've never seen,
yes,
it's on the top shelf, and you need a step stool that you don't own.
When you say about like currently Spurs and Arsenal, so both of you went into the season in the league with one objective. Your objective was win the league. Spurs' objective was get Champions League football. Whether we like it or not, Spurs have achieved Champions League qualification, and on top of that, won a trophy for the first time in 17 years.
And that's all that
so
matters,
objectively
right?
speaking,
yeah, bro, you showed up for your flight 3 hours early. I showed up as I was boarding. It's the difference.
Objectively speaking, Tottenham Hotspur have had a better season than Arsenal because of expectations. Because expectations matter. I'll give you an example. I'll give a perfect example right now. Burnley just got promoted from the Championship. If Burnley finished 17th, but Arsenal finished 5th, Burnley have had a better season than Arsenal because they've achieved their objective. I think we need to put what the objective is.
They have an easier objective.
Coming into the season, what was the Arsenal objective?
Can I flip it? Husam,
let me just land the point. 1 second. When I'm talking about Arsenal coming into the season, we had the same conversation last June. We were doing the same exact content. Arteta has to win next year. That was the conversation all along. So the conversation is Arsenal have to win something major.
That's
Okay?
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
The Spurs conversation was what? Ainge has to get us to the top 5. That's the Spurs conversation. Spurs have now achieved Champions League qualification with winning the Europa League, while Arsenal did not achieve their objective in the league.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, it's a
Okay,
fact.
Sam, you know what? I
Bro,
actually agree.
this reminds me
Wait,
of
wait,
like
one
when
thing,
Hamza
one
just
thing.
keeps.
I will agree with Husam 100%. But Husam, I want you to answer me one question. Then I agree with you. If we were willing to accept that Spurs' objective, they've achieved it, and we haven't achieved our objective, that means they've succeeded in their season, and we haven't.
Yeah, how you doing?
But are you willing to admit then that our objectives as a club is much higher than Spurs' objective?
100%.
We're in a more elite club.
100%. Arsenal's objectives are bigger.
Yeah.
We haven't. Okay,
But your
so why
standards
our-
are lower. Make that make
no, no, no.
sense.
Why is our objective bigger, Husam?
Objectives bigger, standards lower. How does that work?
You're in a much further ahead stage of development than they are.
Oh, so now the project matters.
You're in phase 7, bro. I'm in phase
project
2,
matters.
and I've already won something you've never seen.
I've
No,
always
but
said the project matters.
But TJ was saying he's been Arteta out for 3 years, so he's been
So,
Arteta out
can I flip it round?
And in those 3 years, TJ's not seen any armpits.
TJ's been
How about
correct.
that?
TJ was correct 3 years ago. What do you want him to say?
So, can I flip it round? If we finish,
He's been right for 3 years.
He's
Is
been
that
right
what
for
we're
3
saying?
years.
So,
Guys, let's Bradley
I don't
go.
like this, by the way. I don't like it.
I just want to see your opinion. Just want to see. Can you confidently say you'd sit here if this was our situation, right? We flipped it around. We finished. I don't know where Spurs are 16th. If we finished 16th and won the Europa League this season, would you still sit? Would you sit here with the same opinion and say, and Spurs finished second the way we did, but with no trophies? Would you sit here and say Spurs had a better season than Arsenal, even if we won the Europa League, a trophy that we've never won before, and finished 16th?
I'll answer that one line. I swear on my life, if we finished 16th and won the Europa League,
Which is qualifying to the Champions League.
I wouldn't even celebrate the trophy. I think it's an anomaly.
Fair
We've
enough.
got a shocking domestic. And Amorim even said, even if we win the Europa League, it means nothing because our season was a disaster overall. And Amorim even admitted the domestic.
He says that from a place of they've won it before, though.
Amram
form is
waffles too,
everything.
though.
The
He says it
domestic
from a
form-
place that this club knows what it's like to win that.
Let's not take Amram's word into this.
Everyone said
Amram is not the one
the
to
trophy
trust right
means
now.
more for
I'll say
Tottenham.
that.
Why?
Yeah,
Because
Amorim also got
Tottenham
dunked on
are-
by Ange 4
Tottenham
times in
are
a row.
nobodies. You're a nobody club. No one
but
cares about Tottenham.
Ange
That's
is
why-
old, but you've been sitting here talking for an hour. You won't stop talking. You don't let anyone else get a goddamn word in because you're
say
so
that without
obsessed
the
with
tears.
Tottenham.
Now say that without the tears, please. Say that without
Shitty
the
competition,
tears.
but we've never won it.
Wipe the
I don't
tear
even want to
and then
do
say
it,
that.
but I'm a virgin. It's like,
No, I just think it's. I honestly
17
think
years.
it's
You won it for
crazy.
17 years. How disgusting is that? 17 years.
You realize
Dude,
that in
who
the
are you
time I've been
talking to?
alive,
You
I
realize we
haven't
don't
seen
hear
you guys
when
win a
you just
prem.
fucking let the run and mill just run in circles. We don't hear you because
thing
we're
is,
also
like-
trying to say something too. There's a thing when you have a conversation, and I love telling my wife this. I speak, you hear, you speak, I hear. Then we talk and that's a cycle of communication. When you're just doing this like Hamza, I don't know what you're saying. So you're like, 70 years? What are you talking about? What are you talking about 70 years? My grandma?
Do you have anything to say, or are you just here to make jokes?
Boy.
I mean, I'm talking about Arsenal. It is a fucking joke. You're right. And it's a good one, too, because we're all laughing.
I have a simple question. Solz, I have a simple question.
I have some respect.
Solz, I have a
Let's
simple question.
Bro, I can't even hear you because you just keep talking. What the fuck you talk about respect?
Solz, I have a better. I have a simple question. Would you rather finish second in a season, or would you rather finish fourth with a trophy? Simple question.
What trophy?
A trophy, because you haven't won anything for 5 years. So a trophy.
Oh,
A
no,
trophy.
no. We can't be here ranking trophies saying Carabao
Yeah.
Cup is not good enough.
A
Any
trophy.
trophy is a trophy.
A
I'll
trophy.
take any
my
trophy.
God.
I'm
Wait,
starving.
you guys think all trophies are
thirsty.
weighted the same?
Is that what he said?
No.
When was that sentence ever uttered?
We didn't
Connor
say
just
that.
did that. Connor just
No,
said
he didn't.
don't rank
All I
trophies.
asked
He-
you-
he
all I
said
asked you
don't
was a
rank
simple
trophies.
question.
Because no, he's
Alright.
basically saying don't turn your head up at trophies when you haven't won any. That's what he's saying.
We have won trophies. We've won 12 FA Cups, 13.
Who's the last?
You haven't won anything for 5 years. Though. What am I saying? It's a simple
Bro, it's
question.
been 5 years.
So it's actually a simple question. Would you rather finish second, or would you rather?
I graduated high school and college in the time that you guys last won.
Bro, and he's like 18 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I don't know. Listen, if he's 18 years old,
Bro,
then
the
last
jokes
time-
are writing themselves. You said that I bring jokes.
If you
They're
finish
just there.
fourth and you win
Answer
the
the question.
funny guy, I'll give you
If
that.
If you win fourth,
Okay, so if you
I'll
finish
tell you.
fourth and win the Champions League, would you take that?
Yes.
Okay, fourth and win the FA Cup.
I think it's identical to the season that we've had this season because I don't rate the FA Cup.
No, my God, no, it's over.
I don't rate the
There's no reasoning with this.
What?
If Marshall was here, bro, that soundboard would be on fire.
Klopp used to play. Klopp used to play.
You don't rate that.
No, I don't care.
That's like Arsenal history right there.
That's like half of the cabinet.
I swear, these guys are saying
That's legit half the cabinet.
Cups. We won the most
You
FA
do
Cups.
realize
We won
FA
this,
Cup
we
is
won
like
that,
your
and now
favorite
we're
one.
gonna-
FA Cup is half your cabinet.
Guys. Elite managers. Klopp used to play his B team in these competitions. City won it every year because they
What
had two
Arteta
squads.
playing in?
So did Wenger. What do you play?
Klopp played his B team in the Carabao Cup 2 years ago, and they still ended up winning. Klopp,
Wait, are we talking FA Cup or Carabao Cup here? I'm confused.
When Klopp was going up against Pep,
We
and he wasn't winning the league
cannot
title,
be
he was still winning domestic
Bro,
trophies.
I'm not gonna lie. Now I understand why Lee Gunner's the way he is.
Yeah, I can't lie, bro. That was I never thought I would hear Arsenal fans say we don't care about the
I'll be
FA
honest
Cup.
with you, if
That's
there's
crazy.
one fan base in the whole like Premier League
Yes.
that can't undermine an FA Cup, it's Arsenal because you got 14 of them.
100%.
And you're the record holder.
We don't want another one. So we don't want another one.
The oldest cup competition in this country. You cannot. I cannot accept being okay. Fair enough in the semi-final of a Champions League, but in a league with 14 draws over a fourth place finish and an FA Cup to make us even further, by the way, from a team like Shik, who are very close to catching us up with it, and we won't have that title anymore of the most FA Cup.
Connor, clubs have won FA. Look, clubs have won FA Cups and got sacked. It doesn't hold weight for their managerial career.
I don't care about Arteta. I don't care about Arteta. I care about
It doesn't
Arsenal.
hold weight. It kept
I care
Ten
about
Hag in the
Arsenal.
job.
The FA Cup is so good. Why did Ten Hag get sacked after winning it?
I don't-
It
I don't
literally
think
in
four
the
was
middle
even
of the last
worse.
year.
He didn't get sacked
Oh,
right
no,
away.
no.
He started
No,
off
no,
thinking-
no,
November.
Now the teams are exposed.
The one United rep tried to weigh in on that. Good try though, Sheik.
No one cares.
Winning a trophy. You worry more about Arteta's job than Arsenal winning a trophy. You care more
I'm
about
not saying that. That's not what I said, Connor. That's a false equivalent. Stop using that. I didn't say that.
Solz, can I ask you a question?
Look at what you did, TJ. You taught this brother false equivalence.
Fourth and an FA Cup.
The damn word of the day toilet paper is going crazy.
Fourth and an FA Cup. Fourth and an
Take
FA
a shot
Cup.
every equivalence.
That's what I
Fourth
get for
and an
being
F-
centrist.
Fourth and an FA Cup for me is equivalent to challenging for a league title. It's the same thing.
Solz, can I ask you a question?
Challenge for a
You
league
never
title.
look more miserable. Hold that, Staffy, you fucking bum. Big up the Pacers. Go ahead,
Staffy.
TJ.
No.
Hey,
Solz,
big up
serious
Staffy.
question.
No, big up Staffy because everything, like TJ for the last 3 years, they've said he's this and he's that. He's a Lee Gunner offspring, and I like that one personally. But he's been right for 3 years. And meanwhile, other people are trying to say, oh, look at Arteta, though. We've qualified for Champions League in 3 straight years. We don't mind that we got bounced out by an Eric Dyer fucking led Bayern.
Like-
don't mind that we got bounced out by these other, like, you had the, you, there's so many things that Solz or Solz? I couldn't hear when.
SOLZ.
Okay, Solz. So this is my first time to stream with you, and I feel like there's a lot of things that you like. Your logic says this, and so I'm like, okay, but then another subject in another light comes up, and it's like the logic has now differentiated. So why is the logic so fluctuant between different talking points?
Fluctuant. That's a good one.
You guys are not
That's a good
willing to
word.
understand what I'm saying. People want to make me out to be this
Stocks up.
Glazer. I've always said.
Okay, no one interrupt him. Explain why fourth and FA Cup is not better than second. No one interrupt him.
I'm telling you why. Because as I said to you, we've won lots of FA Cups. Okay. The standards I have for Arsenal, and no one can take these standards away from me, is the league and champs. It's the only thing I care about and the only thing I want. If Arteta won an FA Cup next season and didn't win a Prem or a champ, I'd still want him out next season. For me, there are certain standards we have to follow as a club now. And in the stage that we're at, FA Cups and League Cups do not hold the same weight as they do for my club. Whether you guys agree with that or not, it's up to you. What I'm saying is Arsenal now are competing for the last 3 years in the highest competition, in the best competitions, in the best domestic league in the world. We've had 3 title challenges in 3 years, and we've just had our best UCL run since the Invincibles. Okay? So the point is that Arteta's job cannot be saved by an FA Cup. So it doesn't matter to me. I'm not saying it's not a good trophy. It's a good trophy. We won it 14 times. Big ups to it's a good historic trophy in England. I'm an English man. I know about the FA Cup. But all I'm saying is For me, I've seen managers win the trophy and get sacked. I've seen managers win the trophy and win another trophy and get sacked. Multiple managers have won these trophies and it hasn't held weight for their job. The only team it holds weight for are dusty teams like Tottenham that haven't won in 15.
So if I may, before you, hang on, dude, I'm in the middle of this. I'll say,
Jacob.
No, there's something he said. Don't let me forget it. God damn it!
I need to understand.
Fucking A. There's a fallacy in his logic. Let me point it out. God damn it! All these planes trying to land.
Go on.
Look, he said. All right, so. God damn it, Sam! I think you made me forget it. Give me a second.
Jacob,
I know the fallacy. The fallacy is the following. Why are Arsenal bigger than Chelsea?
Sam, please.
No, I want to go by the words, the direct words that he used. I want to go by the verbatim words that he. So look, hang on. You said so. The FA Cup. Hang on. The plane's landed, bro. The plane's landed. Just wait for the decompression. The plane's landed. I'm gonna ask you a question now.
Go on.
So you said that you and this is what?
He said, "Ask, let me answer."
God damn! This is more frustrating than having a conversation with my wife when she thinks she's
That's
right.
fine. I'm not your wife. Trust me.
Go ahead, Jacob. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know she's beautiful.
Go ahead, Jacob. Just fucking.
And she's a champion of Europe, by the way. So you damn right you ain't.
Ask the question, brother. Ask the question. Come on.
Jacob kills me, man.
Hey, Athena, stop that. So you mentioned that, and this is fair. There's some points in there that you said that I'm like, I agree with that. Like the FA Cup hasn't necessarily saved people's jobs. Correct. But on the same hand, you say for you, your standards are league, Champions League. And you're right. No one can take that away from you. Like, no, you're absolutely 100% correct in that. So the disconnect in the logic from my understanding, which I want a little clarity on, is like, why does nothing matter to your what you say is a success, right? Nothing can alter that. But then when it comes to the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, domestic cups, because other people's managers have failed to keep their job because of it, is why you don't rate it.
No, so that's not the reason why. I'm going to answer the question. The point is, if Arteta finished 4th last season and won an FA Cup, finished 4th the year before, won a League Cup, and finished 4th the year before, won another FA Cup, this season I'd want him out. Because for me, if my standards are Prem and Champs, the bare minimum is you have to challenge for those trophies and try and win them. And Arteta's doing that year on year now. If he wins an FA Cup or if he doesn't, it has no impact to his job or to my standards. The point about the manager, Jacob, is all I'm saying is that the reason why it doesn't hold weight for me is because managers have been sacked after winning it. But if I have a certain standard of Prem or Champs, the bare minimum for Arteta is to challenge for the Prem and challenge in the Champs. And
Solz, I'm going to ask you a question. When Arteta won the FA Cup with Emery's squad in 2020 in front of cardboard cutouts at Wembley, do you think that extended his
I forgot there were
credit?
cardboard cutouts.
Yeah. Do you think that extended his credit with the ownership and with the board?
It was his first season. I think it gave him.
Do you think it gave him more time?
No, I mean, he just joined.
Okay.
It didn't give him more.
But it gave him more room to fail without actually getting sacked.
Yeah, it might have bought him. Yeah, it might have bought him a bit of credit.
So how can you say that the FA Cup is not important?
I just told you why. Because managers have won the FA Cup and been sacked afterwards.
So yeah, so
why wasn't he sacked? Why wasn't he sacked after finishing 8th twice in a row?
Because to be fair, if they sacked him after
the stutter.
TJ firing up the cornfield.
TJ, hold up.
If they sacked Arteta after finishing 8th, and they said to all the Arsenal fans, "We're sacking Arteta because he's 8th place, and we don't think he's the man to take us to a title challenging team again," I would have been like, "Okay, based on the evidence, that's true. Sack him." But no, what they did was they said to him, "No, we believe in Arteta." He then restructured the entire team, built one of the youngest squads in Europe, challenged for 3 league titles, okay, and taken us to our best
challenge.
Okay, we won none because we were playing against, we lost the league to a treble-winning City team, a super team. Why are you guys acting like we were competing?
Why did we win the? Why did we win the league? Why did
And
we
Chelsea
win the league?
and when Chelsea won the titles in the in the 2000s, yeah, everybody was competing against bum teams. Bro, there were a ton of super teams going up against each other. That happens. Liverpool lost the league on record amount of points.
Arsene, don't forget, you won the Champions League with Di Matteo and sacked him. That's the season after.
No, hold up. And not only that, and the thing that I don't understand, right, is when we talk about like, oh, my standard is the league. This, I'm telling you right now, next season, if Maresca challenges for the league and doesn't win, I'd rather drop him right then and there to get a manager who could potentially get us across the line.
Are you a Chelsea fan?
Yes.
I thought this guy was a Tottenham fan. Everything I was saying about
I'm the Tottenham fan. I'm the winner. I win trophies. That's me.
He's been showing Hazard half the fucking show.
Maybe he loves all clubs. No. Listen, what I'm saying is
I'm just against nonsense. That's what it is.
Nonsense. My logic is very simple. My standards are Prem or
Yes,
champs.
it is. Unfortunately,
if my manager is challenging for the Prem or champs, then I have to make a decision: can he win it or can he not? It's been 3 years. He hasn't won it. He's got one more year for me. My logic is my logic is the same logic that the boards follow. What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. So I'm realistic. You guys.
So Pochettino. So let me ask you this. In the context.
I just want to say. So this is what I'm hearing, Solz, and please correct me if I'm wrong. But I want to land my point, and then please do correct me if I'm wrong. You've made it's a fair point because I want to win the Premier League and the Champions League, right? But you've made the same point of managers have lost their job from finishing in a certain position but winning the FA Cup because it's not enough. I think that's the point you're trying to make. Well, no, if Arteta wins the FA Cup but finishes fourth and you're worried that he's going to lose his job, why are you so paranoid about him losing his job? And Arsenal winning, not Arsenal winning the FA Cup. For me, it feels like you're more paranoid about Arteta and worried about Arteta than you are Arsenal. You'd rather Arteta doesn't lose his job and not win an FA Cup than Arsenal win it, and then he might lose his job. But correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong. I'm not gonna come on a channel here, right? This is not an Arsenal channel. I'm not gonna come on an Arsenal channel here and start saying Arteta.
You tried to be, ain't that right, Sam?
Arteta, I've criticized him on Arsenal podcast many times, and I've said he's been bad this year. His subs, his tactics are defensive football, not playing one area. I can go on a long list. I've criticized him to the death for this season. He's failed. He's a failure for this season. But a manager can be a failure, and you can still not win him out. Both things can both happen. Okay. The point that I'm making is that Arteta has failed this year. But the point is that I'm not going to sit here on a stream with Tottenham fans who are going to come in and try banter us. You guys are
you've completely passed my
or
question.
United, or Chelsea, all of you are bums.
Solz, what are we doing here? That isn't my question. Solz, that wasn't my question. The question was, you've made it clear that, which is true, managers have lost their jobs from winning the FA Cup and still leaving, i.e. look at Ten Hag, right?
Yes.
But it's please answer my question. Correct me if I'm wrong.
3 Europas. Like you'll never sing that.
You're more worried if we win the FA Cup, Arteta will lose his job.
Never sing that.
And Arsenal just winning the FA Cup as a whole and adding it to the 15th collection.
If Arteta wins, Connor, it's very simple.
3 times Europa champion.
If Arteta wins an FA Cup or if he doesn't, it has no impact on my decision whether I want him to stay or leave. His job is on the line for a Prem or a Champs. If he doesn't win it, he's gone.
He didn't win it. Okay, it's been 3 years in a row.
I thought you didn't want
he hasn't won it.
Cup. My bad. I thought you said you didn't want to win the FA Cup because it means Arteta will lose his job. Sorry, my bad. I got that mixed up.
So let me ask, should Pochettino have been sacked when we sacked him? Because he was so close in 2015, 16, or 16, 17, so close in the final in 2019.
Pochettino won nothing for Tottenham. And he left.
But he was so close. So close. It was right there. The little apples I wanted.
And Sam, in Jacob's logic of trophies.
Bro, I'm using your logic. Don't talk about my logic.
In Jacob's logic of reaching the ultimate goal of every team.
Pochettino left Tottenham with no trophies. Tell me why every top European team was linked to him afterwards. Why? If he's a failure.
I was going to ask you to repeat your question because you're lagging and you're using fucking iPhone plug-in headphones, dog. So it's hard to hear you, and then you don't stop talking, and then you're like, you didn't hear me. Silence.
Let me just land. Pochettino.
I'll answer the question about
Pochettino after he left Tottenham.
Bro, using a dial-up microphone talking about.
Pochettino, after he left Tottenham, was linked to big European clubs who wanted to sign him as a manager. Why? Because even though he did not win, they saw what he was like as a coach. He's a top coach, a top manager, and he built a good Tottenham project. So it's not all about trophies, guys. It's not career mode. Understand how football works.
But the elite aim of sport is to win. So
I love that. I love that. No. He said, learn how sports work. Like we all have some kind of fallacy in our logic of winning trophies.
We want to win
the
stuff.
point.
Yeah.
I played the sport. If I lose, I want to kill everybody. If I win, I want to hug everybody. It's that simple.
So, Solz, I have a question.
Let me, guys.
One question.
Let me just before. I'll promise I'll start the section with you, Shik. Let me just read a couple of these super chats because they've been here for a while. Big up to all of you guys, by the way. This is an absolutely elite show. 550 people in here. Staffy also wants the link to join us, so this is about to be all hell breaking. So make sure
I didn't even get to slander United, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
Wait till Staffy's here and then you can do it.
So, guys, make sure you guys are liking, please. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Get everyone locked in. 500 people in here. 550 people in here. Let's try to get to 300 likes. Let me just grab these. Who had the better season in 2019? Spurs or Chelsea? Big up Mina. What did Chelsea win in 2019?
Europa League against us.
Europa. Baku, baby.
Spurs got to a Champions League final.
Yeah,
low key, I would say,
and they finished fourth or so. As well.
Based on expectation and standard, I would say Spurs.
I still say Chelsea.
They're not. I was still say us, but no, I'll say us. But I understand what Husam's saying because
oh my god, for
Spurs isn't in a big elite club.
I say Chelsea because the Europa League was worth it.
The Europa League. Listen, listen. I said if Man United won the Europa League, they haven't had a better season than Arsenal because they're Man United. Why don't you understand that I include expectations for the football club?
I agree.
Crystal Palace have had a better season than everyone not called Liverpool because they're fucking Palace.
But you also admitted to Sam that some clubs have higher expectations. You also admitted that.
Crystal Palace.
I agree.
Janitor's entrance ass.
I agree with you. Based on that, I agree with you.
Who has denied this? Of course, Arsenal have bigger expectations. We'll beat PSG in the Super Cup for you lads. You shameless bum.
Who's that? Is he Spurs fan?
Such a fraud. Such a fraud.
I mean, who else?
Big up to Mark Smith who says Arteta took you from 3 points off 4th to 8th when he took over. Now back up the league, but you're no different to Spurs under Poch. I think.
Gracias.
I think there is something brewing in that Arsenal fan base. I really think there is a lot more meltdowns to come. I think Arsenal are going to be captain save-a-hole because there are rumors coming out that the actual striker they might be signing this summer.
Yeah, don't Sam, don't.
Have you signed Sesko?
I'm going on record.
Sesko to Arsenal. Who says no?
We have no meltdowns.
I've also heard that it's Arteta who wants Sesko and it's Bertrand.
Yeah, Sheik. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
that could be true. And Arteta's wrong for that.
No, Arteta's right. Arteta's totally in the right. Well, Arsenal needed Sesko.
I've always your careers. That's fine. You can say that, but the point is, we are not in a.
You know what else Arteta's right about? Brennan Johnson has more European heritage than Buhusaka.
We're a stable club. We're a stable club with a young team. Our best players have signed new contracts.
So stable, baby.
They're stable in that chair in the corner. They're stable. They're stable in that chair.
Like my big ass getting in a plastic chair.
No. The difference is we're a stable club. Roberto's going to sleep not knowing if he's getting UCL football next year. I've got another guy who's about to celebrate his first trophy in 15 years. And I've got the guy on the right that literally has watched this club have one of the worst.
Not about to celebrate, currently celebrating.
What a prem, what a UCL,
know nothing about European celebrations.
In my banter era, I have still won more than you. In my worst ever era.
That's not supposed to be fine. That's not supposed to be fine. You recognize how that's not okay, right?
And you haven't got UCL football yet. So what are you doing?
I have 2 UCLs.
No, but you haven't got UCL football next year. I don't understand why.
And if I do get UCL football, all of a sudden, then what happens to your argument? My whole point is, again, your argument falls apart because you're saying, "Oh, you can't tell me this because of this, that." We're not attacking you from the standpoint of we are fans of the club. We are attacking your logic. You need to recognize this. We're not trying to do tribalism. We're attacking the logic of your arguments. That's
Okay,
it.
one second. Solz. Let me just do this last one before we carry on this conversation. Arsenal deluded. What measure makes a team successful? Trophies. I agree with this. There is some truth to what he's saying. All I'm simply pointing out is the club that gets the success matters. If Real Madrid win a Europa League, I'm not saying they're more successful or had an incredible season because it's fucking Real Madrid. But with all due respect, when it's Tottenham Hotspur winning a Europa League, first time in 17 years, first European trophy in God knows how long, since my grandfather was a child, that's how long ago that was. Of course, I'm going to say they've had a better season than Arsenal. How's that hard to understand? That's what I'm saying. Kevin Danso won a trophy before Saliba did. Hey, fairs, Boris.
Also, respect my Michael Jordan of finals. Cuti Romero never fucking loses finals, by the way.
Player.
Respect Mickey Van de Ven. That's the real Michael Jordan last night.
Also, respect Saliba. All he's got is a mouthful of baguette, and we got a mouthful of metal.
Saliba is the second best center back in the world. Have some respect. You'll never.
Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, Joshua Zirkzee sat him down like he was going to a fucking little girl's birthday party, and he's trying to sit on the floor and do a goddamn tea party.
He did.
Joshua Zirkzee turned that motherfucker inside out like he was dirty underwear, and he's gonna wear it again. Fuck you talking about?
Anyway.
Joshua Zirkzee. That's a Disney. That's a Disney Plus character, bro.
Ask my question.
Disney Plus.
Time out, guys. Time out. 1 second. Last one here from Tuchel. He says, since
worst player dunked on your head too.
Won by a team from the Champions League. Arsenal, one of those
bro.
when they dropped down from Champions League. So the argument about it being difficult is null and void. Congrats, Spurs. You never walk alone. Come on, you Spurs. Big up to you, Tuchel. And on top of all that,
hey, winners recognize winners. Appreciate that.
Facts. We mentioned Sporting Lisbon and Olympiacos as well, which both were Europa League teams. Now, just before we carry on the stream, 550 people locked in, guys. We got the choke job from yesterday joining us.
Like, so Sam, Europa League.
You better cut that shit out. Don't do that shit anymore. Don't piss me off.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Why is he here? Why is he here?
No, first of all, don't.
Nostradamus wasn't called a choke job.
Turn your mic up, Staffy.
What's that?
There you go. Now we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. I didn't do anything, but okay. First of all, can you not
hey,
put Staffy.
Connor,
Photoshop.
What's the problem?
Why are you here?
How you doing, Staffy?
You have a job to do. Yeah, I'd rather be on this side. Don't do that choke shit again, bro. Fuck Halliburton. Don't do that. God, don't do that shit again. You know what? I'm still gonna be in the NBA finals, and you'll apologize to me. And I'm telling you this right now. There's no way I'm not making it.
It doesn't mean anything unless you just compete for it. Just
it can't be
compete.
Knicks in 6 or Knicks in 5 if I don't lose 1 or 2 on the way. So yeah, this is the plan anyways. Trust the process, TJ. You know a lot about the process.
It'll be a journey. It'll be a journey to be proud of, though, Safi.
No, bro, I'm not Arsenal. Bro,
yeah, you get bounced. It's gonna be a journey to be proud of.
A journey to be proud of, and you lose in the first round of the FA Cup. Yeah, a journey to be proud of.
It'll still be a journey.
Anyways, big up.
Does the Arsenal admin schedule that yearly? By the way. This is the same tweet every time.
They drop the thumbnails before the season, I think.
Who's going to the parade? Solz is going to the parade tomorrow?
Can I ask a question? Solz, question to you, genuine question, right? So based off of your logic, if the next manager does come in, let's say Arteta does get sacked next season, how long are you giving him? How longer would you give the manager as long as... So basically you're saying that the manager can stay for 3 to 4 years as long as he's still competing for the Premier League and the Champions League. So the next manager can come in and stay for 4 or 5 years.
No.
As long as
okay, so I can address that point.
Okay.
So Arteta got 4 years to challenge because the team he took over needed 4 years of rebuild. The team that any new manager takes over now is a much better team. It's a title challenging team. It's a more elite level team. So any manager that now comes in should be able to succeed faster because he has a better team in play. But the point is this: Ange said yesterday in an interview that Daniel Levy said to him, "We've hired proven winners before, and they haven't succeeded."
Was this the winning interview or the pregame interview?
So ultimately. But hiring a proven winner doesn't always mean that they're going to win. We've seen it with Ancelotti. We've seen it with Mourinho. We've seen it with top-level managers that have come into clubs and not won trophies because they're past it or they're finished.
We sacked Mourinho 5 days before he got to play in the final he got us to in the less than 18 months he was tenured. What?
That's fine. There's no guarantee he would have won that final. Just stop. Let me land my point. The point is...
Sure, but you got to apply context or else it's just, again... just your logic and the disconnect between reality there's like I'm just trying to help connect the cables.
Did I answer your question about the new manager?
I didn't ask a question about the new manager.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to.
He's asking Sheik.
Yeah.
I actually do have a question for you if you were looking to answer a question from me.
When you did say, when
would you rather have?
One second. When you did say though that the team was worse when Arteta did, take over, that team still won an FA Cup and went to a Europa League final. They were still competing for trophies.
But Sheik, it was a worse team. It was a worse team.
It is a worse. No, but I get that. It is the worst team in this. And also, I do also want to add, like, doesn't winning trophies along the way build that winning mentality as well? Like, wouldn't you want to build that winning?
What was the first trophy Klopp won?
Because right now, you like.
What was the first trophy Mourinho won when he left England?
I hear all the time that, like, Arsenal team is young and all of that type of stuff. What do you want to instill into this young team? A winning mentality.
Yeah, I know.
Do that, and you can do that by winning FA Cups, by winning Carabao Cups. Whether you think that they are, more prestigious or not, that's fine. But that's how you instill a winning mentality in the team. Obviously, our situations are different because that's all we've been doing. We don't want to win those trophies. We want to go for bigger trophies. And that's why we're okay with sacking a manager, Ten Hag, for just winning an FA Cup last year. Had Ruben Amorim won this Europa League, I still wanted him gone. I still wanted him gone though. If Ruben Amorim had won that Europa League yesterday.
I'm telling you guys, if Amorim over the next 2-3 years, if Amorim takes you now, you're now in turmoil. You're 17th. If Amorim wins 0 trophies in the next 4 years, no, but if he wins 0 trophies in the next 4 years, but removes 80% of that team, builds an elite level team, challenges for the Prem 2-3 years in a row. I'm telling you right now, United fans are going to back him as a top.
Honestly, Solz, they won't. They have never been like that, especially in the last 10 years. They've constantly, and it's a blessing and a curse because I get why United fans want success, but I can say guaranteed no more than 75% of those United fans would keep Amorim for the next 3 years if there was no trophy. They would look at the past what they've done with the managers. They've gone ahead and won trophies and still sacked the managers.
We wanted to sack Oli when we finished second. So
there's no way. There's no way. Listen, I don't get me wrong. No, but I think it's
United fans can't
also the fault of Arteta
This is the worst season of a Big Six side ever. Genuinely.
Yeah, we're not a Big Six side anymore.
This is generally the worst. No, I never said.
In my opinion, and it's not in a bad way, but I don't think United will be as patient than some Arsenal fans still are. Waiting for fight, and I don't blame them because they want success. They're the
about
best
to start New York crumping, bro.
One of the best teams in England. So
I just feel like big clubs, like the minimum thing should be at least trying to win these domestic trophies. It shouldn't be the be all end all. Like it shouldn't be the be all end all, and it shouldn't be like, okay, we can look back at this season and be like, okay, we still won this and we still won a trophy. I get that, but big clubs like us, big clubs like Liverpool, big clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, all the big clubs. It's minimum requirement for us to still win these domestic trophies because that's something that we do. That's the standards for at least trying to win at least minimum domestic trophies, and then you build.
I think it's changing now because I'm telling you, over the years I've seen Klopp come out and speak about these trophies, and I've seen Klopp play BT. I honestly, there was a scandal that came out where people were saying Klopp was intentionally playing bad teams to intentionally get knocked out of these smaller trophies, and it was all over. Scandal to come out. I know, but everybody was saying
this whole thing happened because we had Club World Cup one day before the Premier League refused to reschedule it, and we had to play the kids. We ended up winning the Club World Cup. Also, Klopp has gotten to 3 Carabao Cup finals, winning 2 of them.
Yeah, no, but he did. But he has.
Pep Guardiola had
that.
Wasn't Pep Guardiola didn't he have a record where he was like winning 4 or 3?
He won 4 in a row.
Exactly. The elite managers.
The elite managers.
Guardiola used to win these trophies because everyone knew over the last, let's say, 5 or 6 years, Man City have had the best squad in terms of squad depth.
They used
to have. Their B teams used to be better than most A teams.
So no team wanted to compete because Man City just they came out against Man City and said, "Yeah, no, screw that."
Connor, you watch Premier League football. You remember at the times where everybody was saying Man City have 2 A teams. They used to have players that were world class. So they used to play those players and they used to win those trophies.
No, I 100% agree. Listen, Man City were unstoppable the last couple of years, but you can't then walk into a competition and say, "I'm going to give up because Man City are in it." That's just a losing mentality.
not saying that, but I'm just
Man
saying.
City weren't out here saying bigger fish to fry, that we only care about, you know, winning the Premier League and winning.
Bro, they said bigger fish to fry than order the salad.
They were trying to win every single cup competition that they competed for.
Shrimp salad.
That was the goal that they had.
Jacob,
Bigger fish to fry, but we ain't eating seafood tonight. Like what?
The only team, the only fan base, the only out of all the fans in the stream right now, the only fan base that has no bigger fish to fry is Jacob's team, because they can win anything. The Community Shield, anything is a trophy for them because they're shit. They don't win nothing.
Yeah, just 3 times European trophies which you've never seen. But you don't know what caviar tastes like, and you shitting on it because you're too broke to get it. What you talking about?
I don't know how caviar tastes like. Well,
bro, you out here eating Vienna sausages out the can, sardines out the can, and I'm eating caviar, and you're like, I didn't want that caviar. I love my Sam's Club brand fucking sardine tuna can. What the fuck you on?
We've won multiple league titles. We're one of the.
When's the last time you won the league title? When's the last time
bro, but your money ran out. Where's your money now?
You've gone invincible.
You used to eat T-bone steaks. Now you eat McDonald's dollar menu. Fuck that mean?
Legitimately, when is the last time you won a league title?
Ever gone invincible? No Premier League team will ever do it again. That's it.
When is the last time
and my grandma fucking served in the World War, but what does that do now?
Actually,
when is the last time you won a league title?
We weren't the first team to go invincible.
What I'm saying is the only 2 records in the Premier League that were being held at the time was Arsenal's Invincibles and Man United's treble. City have won the treble now.
That's your opinion. Remember that thing you did where like, no one can take this from me. This is my ball, my opinion. That you're doing the thing where you're gatekeeping other people's opinions, by the way. So again, another fallacy in your logic that I've just pointed out that you failed to see the connections to. Because my club is so shit. We only win trophies that Arsenal never see.
Tottenham are a waste of a Champions League space. A waste of a space. Honestly, I don't know what they're doing.
Well, guess what? We're going to be sitting right next to you and you
realize,
try so hard.
You realize,
were kissing principal
you were taking
you realize
that when you say this, you realize when you say this, right? That like you sound butthurt, right? You're being like you sound butthurt when you say this. Like recognize when you say this, you sound butthurt, bro.
Roberto, you're playing Betis in a conference.
But when you sound butthurt, you're like, oh my god, you're a waste of space in the Champions League. Why am I in the same comp? You sound butthurt. That has nothing to do with Chelsea. You just sound butthurt. You keep coming after my club because your logic falls apart under any type of scrutiny. Somebody presses you and you fold.
I don't care what you've got to say. The only thing worse than Tottenham winning Europa League is
bro. He literally said, "I don't care what you have to say." So then just argue with the wall. What is the point of being on a panel? Just argue with the wall. Just turn around and argue with the wall.
Third-tier European trophy, please.
Come on, man.
Solz, you sound like, bro, you sound like a little kid who lost in a race, and you're like, well, you know, actually, I won the last 6, so this one doesn't really count. I wasn't even really trying. Like, bro, that's what you sound like.
Can I swear on the stream, Husam, or is it?
After all this, you're
I have one thing to say. Fuck Tottenham, always.
Yes.
Fuck Tottenham, but we fucking with the Europa trophy right next to me. You fucking with a Starbucks cup. So what are we talking about?
I'm loving this shit on Arsenal session.
Bro, you carry around a dog poop bag. You carry around a poop bag for
all of you.
What's his name? Win?
All of you.
Is it that's gonna be like just try? So you can have just try and to win? That'd be great.
You cannot say you cooked all of us because at the end of every statement you're like, I can't.
There's a lot of raw shit. There's a lot of raw chicken around.
Bro said mic drop and it wasn't even on.
Time out, guys. Time out. So as much as I'm happy for this Arsenal slander, I do feel like Man United.
Bro, the mic wasn't plugged in when you dropped it.
That's what I came here for.
Jacob, we have to slander Man United. This cannot be Arsenal slander. This has to be Man United slander right here. Yesterday, there's a guy who went to the football terrace and he was like, I have never been so embarrassed my whole life to be a Man United fan.
I had to wait 6 more hours to be even more embarrassed. I didn't know.
Little did you know.
But anyway, Staffy, what the fuck happened yesterday? Talk to me. Man United slander sesh ongoing.
And when you talk, Staffy, make sure you talk nicely, all right?
Talk to be nice.
You did not do that. I've given you so much flour. Should I expose our text messages? Because you've actually been very nice to me in our text messages. You know,
bro, I feel bad for you. Knicks lost. Come on.
Bro, I had to tell you know what? I texted Jacob. I was like, you know what, Jacob, it's things I can't see on YouTube, but I'll probably say it when we're done. Things that made Jacob very proud. But anyways, it was just a tough day, bro. It was a tough day. I slept I think I slept like 3 hours since yesterday. I'm not even joking. But yeah, we're gonna keep it united, obviously, because I had a double whammy yesterday. It was just bad. It was embarrassing. It was bad.
Go ahead.
What's that? What was he saying?
I just said
pushing, bro.
Pacers Nation. Go ahead.
Oh, fuck yourself. Anyways, it was just the whole day was embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. The 90 minutes were embarrassing. The whole season just being embarrassing. This win was going to be cope for a lot of us. A lot of us would have just like pretended that we salvaged the season with one win. And let's be honest, if we would have won, we still would have been there. But like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's a trophy. That's what we compete for. Blah, 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 blah. That's all the shit we say on YouTube all the time. It would have been good at least to go for 24 hours and then go back to reality that this team is absolute shit. But they couldn't even give us that. And it's just like, it's a multitude of reasons to why that was embarrassing. Being the club that gave Tottenham a trophy after 17 years of not winning a trophy.
Atletico Madrid gave us a European trophy. Solz, I know you don't know anything about that, but I'm just saying there's other big clubs that have given us European honors.
Being the club that gave Spurs a trophy after 17 years, that's a bit embarrassing. The performance in the 90 minutes by themselves was just very embarrassing. From the players to the coach to the whole way we build up to this season. I mean, what a train wreck it's been. And unfortunately, I still have to sit here and people think we're only one fix away from becoming a good team again. There's people think that the minute we sack the manager, we'll become a good team again, which I think is the one narrative that pisses me off the most. And the more I defend it, the more I go against it, they keep thinking it means that I'm Amorim in, and it just like it annoys me because I keep saying I'm not married to the idea of Amorim. It's the idea that you guys think we're one manager away from being a competent team again. Like, we have the worst goalkeeper in the league. We have the worst striker in the league. We have some of the worst midfielders I've ever seen. We have no wing backs. Bro, we gave Spurs a clean sheet yesterday, and the last time they had a clean sheet was in February, and that was also against us. They only get clean sheets against us. It's a team that doesn't get clean sheets. That's how bad. Like, bro, we
got 3 in a row. Respect my gaffer. European honors.
Got 3 clean sheets against us this season. 3.
When Cuti Romero captains in the last 3 matches, 3 clean sheets. Hey, is it a coincidence? I'm just gonna say Michael Jordan of the finals. You ain't know nothing about that.
Well, anyways, we heard that before. But anyways, yeah, the whole thing was just a shit show. And just honestly, bro, I generally don't know where we go from here. Like, I'm actually gonna do a stream later, and that is the title of it. Where do we go from here? I don't know where this club goes from here. Like, I believe
that's the question I'm gonna ask you. What actually happens next now?
Remember last year? You guys are gonna remember this, especially the guys that did American Waffle with me last season. Do you guys remember when I said if we lose the FA Cup?
Did he just say American Waffle?
I'll be annoyed that we lost the cup final. I actually see the benefits of it. And the benefit that we were gonna finally get a reset outside of Europe, because remember last year we weren't gonna get Europe unless we win the final, because we were in the 8th position. So the top 7 that was all the European spots. You guys remember how much shit Vader gave me, and he's saying that I had a loser mentality for not wanting to lose but accepting a loss. But I kept telling him the benefit is that I'm finally going to get a reset. First of all, Ten Hag would have been gone. I would have had a manager in the summer. And when you're not in Europe, you can technically afford to cut like your squad by like 25%. So it means like I don't really have to go into the season with about 26, 27, 28 players. I can generally cut it down to like 20, see out the season in the league, actually improve because that's a lot more time on the training pitch rather than spending it traveling all across Europe and playing in the Europa League. And eventually you do get the gains of that, but you tend to see a season or 2 later. We didn't get that. And obviously we won. And I kept saying this, the FA Cup was the worst thing that probably happened to us in recent years, because I knew winning that FA Cup was going to keep Ten Hag, was going to keep him for the summer, and eventually he would have been sacked anyways because I know he was going to get worse, and I didn't know what my future was going to be. My future ended up being sacking him anyways, and we got a manager. For some reason, we asked them to do a reset for the squad mid-season with no backing. Actually, we're going to take away a couple of your attackers, send them on loan, and we're not going to back you with any more signings. And we're going to actually teach some players that are already incompetent a new style of play. And if they fail, well, good luck. That's all we're leaving you with. And that's
yeah, good luck, you
exactly what
balding
happened,
Christian Eriksen. Want to talk all that shit before kickoff with your dusty ass.
didn't
Guess
talk
what?
shit,
Pop
bro. He
Montessor
just-
did some. Yo,
Jacob
dusty
is
ass Christian
crying, bro.
Eriksen in your
I'm
prime.
Christian
Couldn't
Eriksen.
fucking do. Look at your hairline, bro.
Wait,
Look
what do you
at
want?
Christian
Wait,
Eriksen, bro.
Jacob,
That
what do you want
motherfucking
him to
Danish
say?
loser.
Do you want,
Before the game,
Jacob, do you want him to be at United and say Spurs should win? Like that's what I'm
If he's
saying.
truly Tottenham, he would do it. Yes.
No, but he's
yeah,
an
I'm
employee
glad-
of Manchester United.
If he
Football Club.
bleeds
You want him to
Lily
say
White like
Spurs
he's
should win.
supposed to,
Bro
he
wanted,
would.
bro wanted to leave so bad under Mourinho.
Dude, he was
wanted to leave
twerking for
so
Inter
bad.
so bad. Yeah, he hated us, dog. Fuck that loser. Guess what?
Let's get
Guess
back
what?
to
He
the
saw Tottenham win a trophy that he couldn't fucking help us do. So he can hold that.
The man died.
We got him
and
when he
came
was
back
in his.
alive on the pitch. Respect him.
And we
I'll
won a
be honest
trophy.
with you, I think Man United now are fucked at a point that like big six clubs have never been screwed at. There's someone who posted yesterday, this is going to be the biggest ever difference in revenue between Man United and Liverpool in history. We're going to be making 150 million more than them this season. Like, that's just a monumental switch.
Can I read you some numbers, Husam?
Change. Bro, 150 million. 150 million more revenue than Manchester United.
So,
And go on.
So they're losing 10 million in Adidas penalty clause. They're losing 20 in Premier League merit payments. They're losing 30 for no European football, and they're losing 20 M's in match day receipts from fewer home games. That's 8, and that just to begin with. And that's not accounting the fact that, by the way, for making the European final, they got £5.5 million, and 3.5 of that is going to Chelsea because of a clause in Mason Mount's contract.
Yeah, look, I think.
So we made more money from them making the final than they did.
Yeah, and
It's bad,
look,
bro.
I think in some projects I can see if something goes wrong, I can see how they can get back up. But genuinely, for the first time, United's project, I'm looking at it like, where do you go from here? And I think you made a key point, bro. One on the bottom right, I don't know your name, sorry, but usually you can say if you sack a manager, another manager can come in, and there's always hope. Whenever a club's in turmoil, you think you can sack a manager and get a new one. But United's probably the only situation that I can see in world football now where genuinely, I think even if they sack Amorim, any other manager will come in and have the same problems. Genuinely, like it's that big of a problem now. That's their definition. They're the main definition of their problems is deeper than the manager. They have a club issue. And even all the players came out after the game yesterday and said, all the people came out after the game yesterday and said, we have a problem, and even all the players said our problems are deeper than the manager. We have big problems at the club, and when the players are admitting that,
he was right. He was right because Garnacho been getting dog walked by Destiny since Destiny joined the team.
Yeah,
always making it about you. Anyways.
Yeah, the winners making it because you lost, and now you're going like, where do we go from here, guys? We've hit rock bottom, and we don't know whether to go left, straight, or right. Well, guess what? I'll push you off the cliff, motherfucker.
Because that's a trait you developed today. Only when you won. You never had that trait before. Anyways,
what pettiness? I've never been petty until today.
No. Well, you've always been petty, yes, and you always make it about yourself. That's what I'm trying to say.
Staffy, do you know? I don't know if you know, but do you actually have a budget for this summer? Because I saw the 62.5 for Cunha, and I thought, bloody hell, that
half
must
of
be
it's going to the barbecue
allegedly
tomorrow.
it's 100 M's.
They always report numbers, and honestly, I never.
They always say this at the start of every
They
season.
always say we have like 100 million, and then we end up spending like 2 to 3, and I'm like, I don't know. These guys are always lying. I just know that for once with us not being in Europe, it means the squad is going to shrink. And honestly, bro, I'm so for it. Because guess what? The next time I build a squad and I get back in Europe and somewhat I find myself in a final and I have someone injured and I need to bring on a center back, it won't be Luke Shaw and it won't be Lindelof in finals and it won't be Maguire. So, bro, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to actually finally have a small squad. Only play once a week, and obviously eventually play in the domestic cups, but only playing once a week, so I don't have to deal with like a squad that's full of incompetent players for as long as they've been, bro. We've had a
guy that didn't care about the FA Cup either.
We've had a big squad for so many years, and we're unable to cut some of these players. You have bums like Garnacho, by the way, coming out and saying, "Oh, I played all the way to the semifinal, and in the final only played 20 minutes." This bitch ass won't tell you that in the semifinal he missed a 1v1 with the goalkeeper when we were down 1-0. And if it wasn't for him coming off, yeah, he did lie because he missed.
No, but did you die though?
Did I die?
Y'all were undefeated in Europe, and he was starting all through the campaign. That would lend me to believe he's doing something all right. No.
He had like 2 goals all campaign. He's not the guy talks, bro, like he's prime Cristiano Ronaldo. And honestly, his output does not match what he does, how he talks at all. This guy, if it wasn't for us actually bringing on Mount in the semifinal against Bilbao, which to be fair, he balled that in, we would have never won that 4-1 because he got 2 of the goals and this guy was missing 1v1s. Regardless of that, to come out and even say that and make it all about you when the whole squad, let's be honest, the whole squad is in shame anyways. The whole squad is in shame. The whole squad is embarrassed. You got people, I mean, like, thank you for the crocodile tears, Luke Shaw, but sitting there and saying, are we the problem? Listen, Habibi, you robbed a living for 12 years. Your grandkids and generations moving forward are going to live off what you made off Manchester for 12 years. So I'm glad that it took you 12 years to finally realize that you've been a liability on this club. But he's not the only liability. Like, and I was on Mendham Talk earlier, and I said, bro, at what point do people like me and Shik, and obviously I want to hear from Shik as well, when do we get to demand just something new, bro? Like, why do I have to keep worrying about, oh, let's just change a manager will be better next year? How about, bro, you give me finally a year where I don't have to go in and I have Lindelof, I have Luke Shaw, I have Maguire, I have Bruno Fernandes, I have all these players that spent 6, 7, 8 years in the club. Luke Shaw's been here for 12 years, bro. Maguire's been here since 2019. Bruno's been here since 2020. And listen, I don't care how good of a season Bruno had or not. Yesterday, once again, in a final, he was there when I lost to Villarreal, and he was there when I lost yesterday. In neither finals did he play well. When is it time for me to say, you know what, let's just try something different. Let's just sell all these players, take that money and reinvest in the future. How about I say, you know what, let me go and put that money on Ryan Shirky, and hopefully in 2-3 years, I have a good squad that's built around him, and maybe he can take me to European glory. When do I get to say that? Why do I always have to sit here and say, yeah, let's just chop the manager, get a new manager, and we'll be good? Just because another manager would have us 10th or 9th or 8th, it doesn't make it good, because now that's the argument people are having. They're saying, oh, we would have been in top 6 at least if we had another manager. Well, what's the proof? Last year I was in top 6, and 3 years ago I was in top 6. I've only finished in a top 6 once in the last 4 years. Once. And now people think Amorim is the one that's holding us back from being 6th. I don't want to even be 6th, bro. I want to be good. So thinking Amorim is the only issue is what pisses me off, bro.
Shik, what do you think about
Staffy 100% right.
Kind of been pro Amorim for the longest. Shik turned, obviously. I'm not going to speak for Staffy.
Not pro. It's just like we're reasonable. Like, we know what he does wrong. Like, we didn't even speak about the final. I think he had a shit show yesterday, by the way. It's the worst.
On him, bro. That was on him, man, yesterday.
Like, it was one of the worst coaching jobs I've ever seen.
Bro, y'all are blaming Amorim. He's just the old lady that got robbed at gunpoint.
No, but it's like
Shut
bro,
up.
it's like I don't know, Staffy.
Bro, I pulled up and took Grammy's Gucci purse. What you talking about?
Staffy,
you blaming grandma because she can't fight back.
Why are you robbing grandmas?
Let us speak and stop annoying us.
Staffy, I don't know if you've seen this. There's a clip that's going on around where like someone's like, oh, this is sporting after, you know, Ruben Amorim got his players and all that type of stuff. I see that clip and it's like, it's the same thing that I saw yesterday. It's the same thing I see in terms of like his football and the system that he plays. And yesterday, it's like, I mean, in terms of what Staffy is saying about the entire club, I completely agree with him. Like, he's not the problem. He is a problem, but he's not the problem. The problem is the people upstairs. The problem is the players, of course, who got too comfortable, who know that they can start week in, week out without getting dropped, so they can drop whatever performance that they like to drop. The thing that pissed me off the most yesterday was zero fucking accountability. Zero accountability of how the season's gone. Zero accountability for that final. I think Ahmad came out like a couple of minutes ago, maybe 30 minutes ago, and he dropped like like a tweet or something talking about like it's been unacceptable and all that type of stuff. Like all those things. But it's like just the season's gone. Ineos, them coming in, and where I stand on this is like, bro, I'm with Staffy. I don't know what is gonna happen, bro, because the truth is Ineos ain't going nowhere. They're gonna keep Ruben Amorim. Some of these players, by the way, I don't think it's realistic for us, even though we're going to go out and probably get rid of a shit ton of players. I don't think it's realistic for us to go out there and get 10, 15, 20, because that's really what our squad needs. So there will come a point in time where Ruben Amorim is going to have to trust in these players yet again. But then what, based off of this?
Financially, you can't sack Amorim, though. Purely financial.
He said he doesn't want compensation.
He said he's gonna leave with no money.
How do you believe that shit, man? He's gonna have agents around him and all this. Come on, man.
I believe it.
So there's something Shik. There's something Shik.
I always think this, Husam. I don't think a manager would ever walk away, because why would they walk away?
But
they know they're gonna get paid out.
But you know what it is, Shik? You know what it is, like, you like for the people who are saying like we need to get his players in, right? Like the sisters. You realize now that he lost this, that's going to be significantly more difficult. He's probably gonna get like 1 or 2, 3 key pieces, maybe. But then he's still gonna have to work with essentially the same squad he has right now.
That's what I'm saying.
So if he can't do it with this squad, why is 2, 3 pieces gonna change the fortunes so much that all of a sudden you guys are gonna rocket up the table and be guaranteed Europe next season?
And then also let's be honest, like this squad, I know this squad is shit. Like this squad is shit. Trust me.
I know Shik is gonna go live now as well, so I will see what he says about it. But honestly, Man United need to sell really well this summer. This is something that many people have not emphasized on. People keep talking about buying, yeah, but this is why it's actually good that Anthony's cooking at Betis. Because guess what? Now
you're broke. You're fucking poor.
That's Brochester.
Dominic is cooking at Napoli because now his price tag goes up. So these things, they do matter. I'll be honest with you. So they need to sell really well this summer because Man United are in a position where they're just royally fucked right now. People
bro, actually, like we are so good, bro. Like genuinely, like I'm saying, I don't know what to tell you.
Shik, I'll ask you this question: do you believe even the likes of Cunha deal is off the table now?
No, he's still gonna join.
Yeah, but there are reports today that even Cunha is not available. I'm not even lying. I'm going.
I think no, but I think reports like this will come out fresh after a loss like this. Like everyone's gonna banter around, and there's gonna be reports and stuff like that. But again, it's like transfer. My complaint about this is that if you were really serious about this club, you've seen how the season's gone. Cunha should have been done a while ago. The deal should have been done ages ago. Because we've already been talking, we've been seeing how this season's been going since January. I gave up on the Premier League a very, very long time ago. Everything was banking on the Europa League. So it's like, I just don't see any sense of urgency. Like your house is burning down and you don't care. You're just sitting in there. And it's like, okay, well, we'll try this, we'll try that. Maybe sprinkle a little water there and see if that works. Maybe sprinkle a little water there and see if that works. But I just don't like, I would be losing my shit, bro, if I was at Manchester United. If I was part of that board, I'd be like, this is absolutely unacceptable. The way that our 2 years have gone, the way that we have recruited, the way that we bought players, how much money we've spent on them, it's absolutely abysmal, bro. I want everything to just blow up. Get everyone gone, bro. Nobody should be here. This whole thing has just been an absolute abysmal of an institution, bro.
Man United are not going to sell Bruno. I feel like in current position, if you get like 80 million, you're going to let him go.
They have to, at this, the thing is, there's no saving the squad. They have to blow up the squad.
Yeah, there are rumors that we were going to get like over 100 from Saudi. There's still rumors. I heard something today, like Al Hilal is like looking to get.
Here's the problem. If Bruno says, I don't want to go, then
you're shit out of luck.
He apparently, the news is saying he came out and said, if the club wants to sell me, I'll go.
Yeah,
like he's leaving up.
Yeah, but I don't think Bruno would want to play in Saudi already.
It's not about where he goes. It's just the idea of moving him on already.
Like 29, I swear.
He's 30.
He's 30.
30, yeah.
Going into 31. But that's not the point anyways.
Played one Champions League knockout game in his United career. Fucking bum, man. Like, that's an absolute bum.
He's going to turn 31 in September.
It's just like, as Shik said, like, when do we just finally decide, yeah, let's just blow up this team?
Blow up this thing, bro. Do we have to get relegated to do this, bro? Because I've been hearing people say, like, oh, I think we need relegation. No, why? Why do we need relegation? Can we not just look at everything and just be like, let's blow everything up? Like, it's just not enough for us. We've regressed 2 years, like 2 years in a row. We've regressed worse. Like it's just getting worse and worse and worse. We're on a trajectory, like at this moment,
you went
to
from
get relegated.
2nd to 8th to 16th. That's nasty work, bro.
Like third, 8th to 16th. Yeah.
That's like what you're missing is before that Ten Hag season, we finished 7th. That was the worst season in our Premier League history. And then obviously Ten Hag came in and we finished 3rd. We did okay there. But then we finished 8th. Then that became our worst season ever. And then now we're sitting 16th. Now that's our worst season ever. 3 of our last 4 seasons have been our worst Premier League seasons ever. It's a continuous regression. And this is the point that I've been trying to make. So many of these players have been here for these last 4 years. And when I look at them and I look at the manager, as you said, forget about Ten Hag. I would have Ten Hag gone mainly because of the players that he was bringing. I was like, wait, you're just making it worse. And that's why I was on his neck. But this manager, as much as I generally don't care if he goes or not, I just know he's not the biggest issue. Because I look at this squad, anyone to inherit this squad, good luck. It's going to be the same shit again. We haven't done proper recruitment for years now. The squad that we had under Ole that we didn't even like is way better than this. Bro, we used to think that playing Pogba, Lingard, Martial, and Rashford, we used to slate that team. We used to say that team is shit. No, I watch comps of them. They make me feel like I'm watching Pele. I'm like, God damn, bro.
No, Staffy, look at how they slated.
Bro, Staffy was retweeting Pogba comps at 1 a.m. bro. It was a rough day for him.
Staffy, I look at Odi and Igalo and I look at him and I'm like, yo, like what a striker he was. Cause bro, fucking
Wallahi, if we had Odi and Igalo,
I look at Odi and Igalo and I'm like, yo, what a striker.
Bro, no, I'm telling you, no, the other day Husam and I were getting into an argument about what was the worst signing, and we came to for both of our teams, and we came to a conclusion that there is no worse signing than Højlund for money and impact, like pound for pound.
This guy was like, Sanchez is the worst signing. I'm like, Nunes is the worst signing. Then Roberto just brought up Højlund. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
I am investing in Højlund stocks. Wallahi, he used to say that. I used to sit there on the terrace. Him and Terry Flewers would gaslight the shit out of me. Like I don't know good. I don't know good footballers.
Who invested in Højlund stock?
Wallahi, you did.
Yeah, but
yeah, look at it. Look at it, bro.
Sometimes I invest in stocks just to piss you off.
No, but regardless of you saying it or not, it's fine. Like even if you were wrong at the time. But generally, bro, like look at the amount of players over the last 2 seasons. Okay, I've been on YouTube for 2 seasons now, right? Let's just go by the signings that I didn't like those last 2 seasons. Mason Mount, I didn't like. Ugarte, I didn't like. Rasmus Højlund, I didn't like. Casemiro, I didn't like. Who else? At least those 4. And take out Casemiro because at least he's done well between them. When you look
and the first year that Casemiro joined, he was one of the best DMs in the league, in my opinion. That first year,
I think he had a very good first year. His second year, he's fell off.
Yeah, that was a crazy fall off. I can't lie.
But when you look at the majority of the signings, I'm not gonna lie.
Onana, you really like.
Onana, lose again. Onana to Tottenham. Onana in Europe. Onana, lose to Spurs. Onana. Lose again. Oh no!
It's actually the maddest thing that the last time
on a jersey because every time you guys face him, he gives you your best moment ever.
Bro,
I was hoping Matthijs de Ligt, I ain't gonna say the rest of it was gonna play as well because that combo is lethal. We score a lot when them two play together.
Onana, you got money.
To be fair, if the Ligt played and not show, you probably don't get that good.
So Shik can go start the stream. Big up to Mo99 who says, "How's a defensive coach letting 23 points and what do you mean?"
Coach Tibbs. This is why I say sometimes Tibbs is a terrorist.
Tibbs.
But to be fair, bro, I don't know if you guys even watch
Tom Thibodeau's. But you talk about Luke Shaw Robin living for 12 years. Tom Thibodeau has been doing it for 20.
No, don't ever put Thibodeau and Shaw in the same conversation. Let me just remind you guys, Aaron Neesmith.
They're both very round.
6 for 6.
Aaron Neesmith.
GG's to anyone who put the under on Neesmith.
In 2 minutes, hit 6 threes.
And 3 of those threes were some of the most disgusing threes I've ever seen. Trash form.
Bro, like shit he will. It's also shit he will never do in his life again.
He was doing that shit up for like. That was bad, bro. That was crazy.
Like this is all. The whole we're sitting in the front row in New York, and
this is all happening because Haliburton got voted the most overrated player. He just has like, he's just doing all the.
He got a chip on his shoulder.
We're still gonna win, bro. You'll see.
Yeah, I think they still win.
Oh man, I told you, man. Yo, United losing yesterday, man. I'm telling you, it was great, bro. The satanic institution finally fell, bro. Listen, the devil beaten. The devil's alive, man.
Spurs.
Alhamdulillah.
Guys, you should see. Yesterday me and Roberto were having a conversation at like 5 a.m. my time. I'm like, listen, any meltdowns, send it to me, please. I'm literally just watching more and more meltdowns the whole night. It was unbelievable, honestly. Guys, by the way, we're 10 likes away from 300. Let's get there, please.
Hey.
Top 4 is Arsenal's measure to relevancy. Football greats look for trophies.
Oh, by the way, that Solz guy, because this is the first time. I mean, he's not here no more, so I'm not gonna really speak ill about him. But
question is, he Wiley gonna do what he do?
I just don't like fake standards. My standards is Champions League. No, your aspirations is Champions League. Standards is when you've achieved something. So if I dated a model who's a 10 out of 10 and I tell you that's my standard, you know what? Fair enough. I seen her. If I say my
Sophie Vergara is my standard. If it ain't Sophie Vergara, I don't want it.
It's just an aspiration at this point. Stop saying your standard is something that you never had.
If she ain't Selma Hayek, don't talk to me.
First Champions League final 2019, Arsenal 2006 is what my guy Mark Smith is saying. Well, if it takes Arsenal another 17 years to win something, then I doubt there will be any Arsenal fans on YouTube by that time.
No, Arteta might still be there, though. That's the thing.
Like, bro, if you're used to picking up the girls from the Piggly Wiggly, don't act like Margot Robbie's somehow like beneath you.
Liverpool broke Man United since that 7-0. I can't lie. I'll be honest with you. Since that 7-0, actually, like
that was one of the horsemen of the end for Man U, bro.
Genuinely, I like.
But you want to know why that's?
Like,
You want to know why
I'm the
that's
last one.
the downfall of Man United? Can I tell you why? Because Man United fans, had that happened to them before, they'd be like, this is unacceptable. We have to sack the manager. Man United fans, after the 7-0, a day after, were like, oh, we're building towards something. It doesn't matter. It's a one-off result, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like then they switched their mindset. And now they're accepting this horseshit now.
To be fair, you scored 7 goals off like a 4 XG, which is astronomical. Like
also, Tom, it was your cup.
Okay, Egal talks football.
It was
4
waffles, bro.
You know what's crazy is
that
that
game was your cup final. But also, I also just want to mention this.
That scoreline is almost Ange's record versus United.
That same season, we played Barcelona in the Europa League. Look where Barcelona are now. Look where we are. And we beat that Barcelona team over 2 legs in the Europa League. Look where they are and look where we are. Simple as that.
Hey, Flick versus Amorim. One of them don't wear Gucci. Shame on Amorim and Staffy's United. Now I have to revive an old Everton.
What is this Staffy's United? What did I do?
Rivalry, keeping spicy, gross, gutless.
Bro, Staffy behind the chair.
I mean, bro, you know what's crazy? Everton is finishing above United, bro. That's crazy.
Bro, I love when people come to my watch along and they say you must. I'm like, I have no control.
Bro, they said you must. Staffy got behind his chair and was hiding, trying to not get hit by that Lenny Euro shot.
Can you stop doing that, by the way? I consider that bullying. I randomly, wallahi, I open Jacob's stream when I get home later. And then, you know what? Let me just go like his stream. Wallahi, I like it. And I just drag, you know when you drag the thing on the bottom of the YouTube to a random point of the video?
Yeah.
And as soon as I stop it, it's me on Jacob's screen and he's making fun of me. Wallahi, I couldn't even believe it. It was like halfway through the stream.
Look at his face, bro.
Yeah, yesterday on my channel, we were
sent it to him.
Wow. I never saw this. I need the timestamp. Roberto, I need timestamp, please.
Bro, he's hiding. It's hilarious.
Wait.
You are a bully.
Bro, he's praying.
Yeah. No, when he gets on the ground, this is my favorite part because he's looking like he's like taking shelter. Bro, it's like a tornado warning in his area. Getting underneath.
Why are you acting like there's an earthquake, Staffy? What the fuck?
Bro, yeah, it's
earthquake.
He was hiding from Bruno's cross. That was what I hit him, bro.
Ooh, I can't wait to watch this.
No way Arsab is bullying me live, bro.
Why did you get behind the chair? I don't get it.
Dude, his face, the way his face looks behind the chair is the part that kills me because he's like, it's like wonderment and scared and like maybe I don't need to hide behind the chair.
Cinema. Anyway, guys, listen, I'm gonna wrap up the stream.
Bullies,
all these guys' links in the description. Shik, start your stream. All these guys' links in the description. Staffy TV, Shik TV, RSM TV, United Spurs of America, now known as Jacob Allraven Uncensored.
Oh, it's actually going to get rebranded again. Ange Postecoglou sees things you'll never see, you only dream of, you wish you had him, but you can't have him because guess what? He belongs to me. Guess what? Also, I want to say something before we end off here. Ange was kissed by a rose in the gray, and ooh, and when I see him, I'm gonna live overdue and where. Ooh, Ange Postecoglou winning trophies. Staffy, how are you?
Husam, you can't even play that. I've been a Spurs fan for 20 long years.
We can.
No, you can't.
Technically, you can.
The song is done.
Postecoglou kissed by a rose in the grave.
And I fucking pop DJ. Subscribe to
while you're at it, I have a request from Vel. You know that picture of the kid that went over the billboard after the Knicks won, and it was like,
oh, whoever made Fat AI Jacob, we got a problem. By the way,
can we put Jacob on that billboard? I need that edit. I need Jacob to be the one on top of that billboard. Please, Vel.
Yeah.
On the way out, guys.
Billboard, baby.
I've been a Spurs fan for 20 long years, seen my share of triumphs and buckets of tears. But this year's taking it one step too far. I'm wondering if we'll ever win another spar. Hey, what's going on? We can't seem to win a game, not a single one. Manager Ange, we need a new plan. Gotta get back on track like only Spurs can. Every Saturday I'm glued to the